Hello and welcome back to Dash 28 Live. I'm your host Mike Atkins, and tonight we will be bringing you a fifth round match from Call to Arms 6 on Table 3. We have Chris Fisher's Elves taking on Justin Berg's Orcs. Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hey.
And here, helping me cover the match, I've got Matt Carmack, Jesse Bilbia, and Steve Forrester. Hey guys, welcome. Thanks.
What's up, guys?
For coming and hanging out with me. So, you guys are going to be playing Invade at 2,300 points. And without further ado, let's check out your lists. All right, up first, we've got Chris's Elves. Chris, can you walk us through your list, please?
Sure. I've got 3 regiments of Gladestalkers and a horde of Sea Guard. Regiment of the Stormwind Cavalry that are upgraded to the Quicksilver Lancers, so they get a little bit better nerve, nimble, and then I gave them Pathfinder. And then Dracon Riders, I have a regiment and a horde. The horde have Jesse's Boots. I have 2 Archmages. One of them's on a horse with the Boots of Levitation and Alchemist Curse. The other, The other is did I take? Can you go back up to the Alchemist Curse really quick?
Yeah.
Did I take a different? I don't know. Like, are there different levels of that? I probably should have looked at that. I don't know what
It's the
I had
highest
there.
level.
Right.
That is your level 3 caster. It's a level 3 one.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know because it was a library if it had different levels. Because I thought you could take anyway. Sorry, I got distracted. And then another mage. He's got Inspiring, Bane Chant, Lightning Bolt, then Tidarian, Dragon Lord, Big Dragon, and Mimu, Way Dancer.
All right, that's 11 drops and 22 unit strength, which is pretty elite, but still a pretty good amount of unit strength there. Now let's pop over and check out Justin's Orcs. Justin, could you walk us through your list, please?
All right. Well, I had 4 troops of Axe. They're better Orclings. I wish I had a 5th. 2 Great Axes with the Orcish Skull Pull because you're playing Orcs. A Fight Wagon with the troops with the Skirmisher Boots because nimble square base is always good. 1 War Drum, a Giant because Giants are amazing with the new Clash updates. 2 Crudgers, and then Gakamak, who also got a Clash update to be cheaper. And then I'm running the formation. So 2 Chariot Regiments, 1 with the Blade of Slashing, 1 with the Mace of Crushing, and then a War Drum that you have to put on a wagon, sadly, but can take either Veil of Shadows or Host Shadow Beast. And I chose Host Shadow Beast, although I wish it was Veil of Shadows, knowing the matchup now.
Sure.
But yeah, we'll see. But I mean, Host Shadow Beast and Gak seems pretty good, and then even Host Shadow Beast and Crudgers are, still really good. And hopefully I get to do something with it today.
All right. Thanks for talking us through your lists. Now let's check out your UB room. So you guys picked just a random map. Is that correct?
Yeah, we got map number 9 for the Epic Dwarf.
Okay. And you guys are using the brand new in-app clocks on the screen there. And we're doing Invade, so there's no tokens or anything on the field for anybody to keep track of. Looks like Justin is across the top and Chris is across the bottom. So, Justin, could you walk us through your deployment, please?
Sure. Starting from the left, we'll go to the right. I got 2 regiments of chariots behind the hill. In front of them, there's a troop of Axe and a Crudger. Just to the right of that, there's a War Wagon and a troop of Axe in front of it and adjacent to it with another Crudger stuck in there. A Great Axe Horde that's going to have cover turn 1 from the thing there. The terrain is big enough. And then there's another Axe troop. Gakamak, the other Great Axe Horde, the War Drum all the way over on the right with the Giant, and then the Nimble Fight Wagon troop.
All right. And Chris, if you could walk us through your deployment starting over on your left.
Sure. I have Tidarian on the far left, and the Quicksilver Lancers, Pathfinder, Dracon Rider Horde, My Alchemist Curse Mage is right there next, and then Nemu, and then the other mage, so all the individuals together. And then I've got Blade Stalkers, Sea Guard, Wind Stalkers behind, Blade Stalkers to the right, and the regiment of Drake Riders here as well.
All right, great. Thanks so much for walking us through that, guys. I'm going to let you guys get started with your game now. Best of luck to both of you. And we will see you guys back here at the end of your first and third turns to let us know your thoughts on how the match is going.
All right. Good luck,
All
guys.
right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Get the ticker up. So they're going to roll to see who gets first turn. I don't think any of these guys have scout moves.
Chris has Blade Stalker moves if he wants to do it.
Yep.
Oh, he does. That's right. They do have scout, although he put one of them behind the Sea Guard, so he could move up through and get on the hill, but then the Sea Guard are kind of stuck behind them. Does he really want to throw the Sea Guard all the way out in front of them on the next turn? I don't know. We'll see. So they're going to take a minute to get back to their Discord channel, probably. All right, so what do we think about these deployments here? They're playing invade. They just got to get across the table. Chris is clearly playing on one side of the table.
Yeah.
Justin has this big old, at least the one on the far right, the big old great axe sword that's probably going to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the chariot, the giant. Again, these I don't know how big of an impact that they're going to have at the end of the game, except for just being across the board and probably unmolested.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough time to get that giant mid before like turn 4 at this rate.
They're shockingly fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, speed 7.
Yeah, and they can march.
Yeah, I mean, I would. Granted, if there's that obstacle there, I would have liked Justin to have angled it a little bit more towards the towards the end, like towards the center, so he could. Granted, the obstacle's there, so it doesn't matter because he can obstacle it in and go 7, and then, but still, if it's angled in and that obstacle's not there, he could just march 12 or march 14 first turn, and then it's in the game.
So you're saying you could have deployed his giant?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I think so. So it looks like Justin won the roll to go first and has started his clock. So it looks like he will be taking first turn. So that's going to be the orcs going first.
I think grabbing first here for him is actually fairly impactful given the amount of shooting that he's going up against, just to try and close that gap a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and considering that Chris was able to scout some Glade Stalkers up, they could start shooting immediately.
Yeah, I definitely think his deployment is a little chuffed, I guess is the best way to put it. He's got a lot of his big stuff in positions where it's going to get snagged on terrain, and that's going to limit his ability to march. Or when he does get to charge, it's going to limit how effective those units will be when they actually do connect. They are great axe, so I don't think the terrain's going to be the biggest hindrance. I mean, they'll go down to 4s and still be on Crush 2 with a million attacks, so they'll probably kill most of the things in the elf list. It's just going to take him an extra 2 turns to get through the stuff that realistically he could have gotten it down to like 2. I think what will be interesting is the shooting priority here. Whether or not you attempt to like focus down Great Axe or just attempt to pick off all the troops and then track on the Great Axe before they get to you effectively, basically alpha them before they just kill you. Which ones were the flight wagons? I assume it's the troops that are on the far right.
Yeah, they're way over there.
He does have chariots, and I do like orc chariots.
But Chris does have an awful lot of interceptors deployed on that flank. He's got Strakon Horde, he's got the Quicksilver Lancers, and he's got his dragon over there.
Yeah, but like the issue with, and this is where just the sheer number of drops that the work list has come in handy is like, yeah, the interceptors can charge. I mean, heck, if these troops were tightened up, he might be able to make it so the Dracons can't charge those chariots and can only charge the troops.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I thought he was going for, but it looks like he hasn't put him close enough.
Yeah. But even if he didn't, even if they were able to charge the chariots, I mean, the follow up to that is always what then?
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got a horde of Dracons surrounded by another unit of chariots and another
Right.
bunch of these troops, and those troops aren't shabby. Like they're still 10 attacks, crush 1 on 4s. If
Yep.
they hit you in a flank, it hurts. So he's got to pick up enough of this stuff before he commits with the speed, which is why, yeah, first turn for orcs is definitely a significant deal here.
Yeah. Justin also has the three individuals working in his favor here to act as his disruptors against all that shooting. If they can close the gap early, it's a very cheap way to shut down the Glade Stalkers or the Sea Guard for a turn.
Yeah. Or just straight up kill. I mean, Gakamak's not a joke.
Oh yeah, the whole Shadow Beast Gakamak will.
Yeah, he does have Host Shadow Beast 8 behind Gakamak there.
Yeah,
although
one of the best
yeah.
uses of it.
Yeah. For those of you watching who haven't seen it, Universal Battle does have its own clocks built in now, which they are using. You can see them on the left side of the UV screen there on the top and bottom. So we will not have a clock in a window out here with us. We'll be keeping an eye on it in UB. I don't know how many people have had time to play with the new version of UB yet, but there's a lot of quality of life improvements in there. I highly recommend you check it out. John Quayle and I actually put together a little tutorial video that is on our channel, where we walk through a bunch of them and show them off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out to catch up here before my last game.
All right, so Justin is, yeah, I mean, I guess it's really a question of whether any of that stuff on the right can get over to threaten anything fast enough for it to matter.
Probably not for at least, yeah. I mean, he could have made it a little bit better by angling some stuff to where it could march on the first turn.
Yep.
And that's probably just an oversight in deployment. Maybe he's not used to deploying with such a wide formation, or maybe he didn't anticipate the stacked flank.
Yeah, but those three things all the way out there are all only unit strength 1. So until you get to that Great Axe Horde, even if all three of those things come across, that's still just one regiment's worth of unit strength.
Mm-hmm.
Great Axe Horde is 4.
The Great Axe Horde is 4, sure.
Yeah.
But the other things over there are just 1 each.
Yeah,
so
wild to me that the elves are winning on unit strength at the beginning of the game here.
Yeah.
That good old
Justin has a ton of unit strength 1 drops.
Mm-hmm.
The drums, the axe troops.
Yeah.
The giant. The troop of fight wagon.
Yeah, the deceptive units, I think, are the chariots, which are 2.
Yep.
Because most regiments sit at 3 these days, but chariots kept the 2 from 2nd edition, basically.
Yeah.
I will say he may just commit the stuff on the. It's really hard for me to see. Yeah, I like pulling this inward because you could just throw the unit strength across the board, but I think the elves have more chances and more opportunities with just the style of list he's playing. It's a very archetypical elf list in my mind. It has decent amount of shooting, decent amount of speed. The goal is to pepper you, force you to come into the threat range of the speed. Ideally, you pick up enough pieces to then engage with the speed and then win with an alpha strike style. which is necessary because elves are very, very crunchy once they get into combat.
Yeah.
If they don't kill you before you hit them, then they tend to just fall over and die.
All right. And that is going to take us to the top of, to the bottom of turn 1 for Chris's first go. Let's see if we can get Justin back here to let us know what he's thinking.
Oh, that giant can't quite thread the needle.
I cannot know.
There he is.
Dude, I got
Hey,
lucky to
welcome
get
back.
turn 1 or I was going to lose a war drum there. I totally botched that deployment.
So welcome back. Yeah, we've been watching you make your first turn moves there. Chris is kind of only playing on like half of the table, and you guys are playing invade. So what's your overall plan here for dealing with his sort of combination of long range shooting and fast interceptors?
I'm hoping they get the Crudgers up there to get into the Glade Stalkers, at least to shut them down for a turn. And other than that, I want to try to limit his double charges that he can make here on the I guess the left until I get more stuff to start coming in on the far right here. Honestly, the fight wagons will probably never see combat this game. They'll just be unit strength that chills there, because without the war drum support, they really don't have the nerve to take a hit from anything. But yeah, hopefully everything else will get into combat at least at some point.
Okay. So your plan is mostly the typical orc plan of go hit him.
I mean, yeah, yes. Well, but we're sneaky about it because we kind of want to delay on the left. So it's a smart orc plan if there is such a thing.
Sure, no, that works. All right, you guys got any questions for him while we got him?
Oh, looks good so far.
All right.
All right, cool. Thanks for popping in. We'll let you get back to the game, and we'll see you back here after your third turn.
See you after round 3 then.
Yep. Good luck.
Just peeking through the lists here, actually, while he was giving us that rundown. So the troop has nimble.
Yep.
I didn't realize that. He took the nimble boots.
Yeah, that 10-point item on
Yeah.
chariot troops it's great.
It definitely depends on the chariot troop, but on this particular chariot troop, I think it actually is effective.
Yeah. There's not a lot of great chariot troops. I should have phrased that. Yeah, certain ones definitely.
Orc chariot troops, the flight wagons, the ratkin,
tunnel runners.
Yeah, those. Yep. Holy God, that's the best on those.
Yeah. The ogre ones aren't terrible with them. The troop nerve isn't great, but they still hit like a train.
Yes. Units that have built-in crusher are good with the nimble item.
Yeah.
The thunderous chariots. Literally had this conversation yesterday. It's just you just don't care when you only have 8 attacks and no thunderous.
No.
Right.
Or after you get thunder stripped. But with nimble, I mean I think he's being a little dismissive, saying they couldn't see combat before then, because especially with that, you could get those to the center of the board quite quickly.
Once he gets it through the train, sure.
I mean, he could walk around the train theoretically, or he had a better chance to do so if he had moved forward, pivoted, and then moved forward with a full march. I think he could have thread the needle a little bit better there.
Yep.
But their speed 7, and their nerve is a little low, but like they're still fearless and their defense 5. Like a single Glade Stalkers, you'd still take all 3 to shut that unit down, I would say. This is coming from the experience of running troops of RevCav, where you just like, please, I dare you to shoot this unit. Watch the arrows just bounce off of it. Like fearless defense 5 is shockingly durable. And on the flip side there, he also has, I was looking at the chariots, which they've got the Rampage and Slayer if they're not disordered, which is intriguing.
Yeah, it's a weird add-on to that.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm just trying to think of how much that impacts their like what does that do as an offensive output, and it kind of turns them into miniature knights to a degree.
Yeah. What are they paying per unit for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
5 points. No.
yeah. At 5 points, I think it's actually fine. It's better than the EOD version. I didn't even realize this one was a thing. Does the gruesome gores? No, the war drum does get it too.
Yeah, everything in the formation gets it.
It's just 15 points for the formation.
I gotta look it up. I was looking at his items. I couldn't actually see the breakdown on the unit. So I'm pulling it up in Easy Army.
If it's 10 points, then I'd say the fact that it's at least both, but you lose it if you're disordered, which is really the big trick.
So it's 5 points for each of the gore chariots, which is great.
Yeah,
And
for
then-
that, I think it's great.
Yeah, and then 20 for the war drum with the chariot upgrade. And the war drum gains spellcaster and bane chant too. So that's not a bad buy.
Okay,
Yeah.
if it comes with Bane Chant for the 20 points, that's not bad then.
Buying the chariot upgrade for the war drum isn't the best upgrade for that particular unit, but it's also not terrible when it turns into a caster. Height 4 casters can be fun. Or wait, height 3 on, yeah. I'm just used to ogre heights at this point.
Yeah, that extra height on their chariots is also a pretty big difference. But yeah, it's interesting. I definitely like it that it's only 5 points, and then at that point, I mean, you're getting effectively D3 extra attacks against anything you charge. And it's like it's not the worst loss if you get it stripped off. You know, something does connect to you first.
So where the Sea Guard are now, after they've moved, they don't have steady aim. They're going to be taking cover from the hill.
Can you even see past the unit in front of him?
I'm assuming he can draw a line to a portion of the chariots on the hill and a portion of the axe troop. But since he's not on the hill, he'll be taking cover from shooting over that
from his
hill.
own unit. Yeah.
So they're up to 6s. Or
especially
half.
with.
No, they're on 4s, right? No,
they should.
Sea Guard?
They're not one I see often.
No, they're on 5s.
I think.
5, so they'll be half attacks on 5s?
Yeah. They do have steady aim. Bruni and Sea Guard have steady aim.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only elite and melee. They don't get to reroll ones for shooting.
Yeah.
So. Chris is a very careful player.
I see that.
He clocks out a lot.
I see
playing in person. So.
I mean, I definitely would not want to advance up too far here.
No.
I mean, the Gladestalkers are okay in combat with melee 3 and elite.
Yeah, they can do damage, but not against these defense 5 troops, even with that Thunderous.
Yeah, that's kind of the trick.
Yeah.
Well, are the Younglings defense 5? Holy crap, they are.
Yeah, the axe troops are defense 5.
Oh, they're just axe. Yeah, they're not axe. They're just regular axe.
They're little thick guys.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Their nerve is a little low, but I mean, with the drum right there, they're looking at 11, 13, which is actually quite good for a troop.
Yep.
Yeah. An 85-point defense 5 troop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Alchemist Curse Mage is going to do some work here.
Yeah. If I were... Man, this is tricky. I don't know what my shooting priority is here, because those troops are super tanky, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the troops get in range to punch some Gladestalkers and shut down the shooting for a turn, that's going to give Justin an opening to bring up his heavier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This, for the record, is exactly why I call Gladestalkers a 4 out of 5 list, because then you run into crap like this that just has high defense and you just die. Or even moderate defense. There's not even defense 6 in this list.
No, just a lot of D5
There's
with rally.
just a ton of D5.
Yep. So this troop is just barely out. They don't have wild charge, do they?
No, that's the Morax, Young Axe.
I think it's the Morax hammer.
Yeah.
Morax. I think it's
Yeah.
Morax. Yeah.
Young Axe are just dirt cheap for what you get.
Sure. I was just checking here. Like none of these characters have like a wild charge aura or anything crazy like that.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely something to be keeping an eye on.
Yeah. When you see something that's like 10.1 inches away, you're like, okay, they're safe. Oh wait, what are they? Hold on. And you got two characters hiding behind it. You're like, all right, one of these guys must have something sneaky, right? No, okay. So he's just barely out here.
I don't see, and I guess this would be my question: is why go through the effort of being barely out when realistically you could be 3 inches away and next turn he's going to keep shoving forward? Like the orc plan here is shockingly simple. Just get in his face, limit the amount of turns of shooting, force the elves to commit the melee earlier.
Yeah, I feel like you don't want the troops getting up on you.
No.
And you don't and as the elves, you don't want to send your interceptors out to stop the axe troops because that's not the fight that you want to throw them away on.
Right.
So I feel like you kind of have to shoot the troops first.
Yeah, which sucks because they're tough.
Yeah. Tough and cheap.
Right. Looks like he's ready to start shooting. That was 12 minutes worth of moving out of his 70.
Ooh.
And it looks like he's going to start with the chariots.
Yeah, the thought process in my mind potentially here would be if you pick up the chariots, then you remove the drum behind all the troops, and that just effectively is also the equivalent to doing a lot of wounds because you're removing nerve to multiple units rather than just one. Plus, the drum is actually a really good deterrent to that dragon because it can pin it for a turn.
Ooh. No elite there.
3 moves though.
A decent conversion.
Yep.
Yeah. And the chariots are 14-16 with a drum behind them, so 16-18.
Fantastic nerve for a regiment.
Is the Alchemist Curse mage in range? Is he barely touching that troop?
He is just under 12 away. He's 11.9. So, yeah, Alchemist Curse is a 12-inch range, right?
But from leader point, right?
Yes.
From leader point. Good point. Probably still in range. I'm pretty sure that's his. I mean, that thing could have gone much further and still been able to cast.
Yeah. More importantly, I don't understand his caution there. It's just if anything, I would be worried about the chariots doing something funky here. Because can you click on the chariots for me? The hill chariots?
Yeah.
We got 16 inches to play. I mean, he can charge almost everything next turn with that unit. Heck, he might even. Does he have a flank on the guard on the hill? Yeah, that one. No, okay, just right. Good. Yeah. And still though, he's got a downhill charge against the Gladestalkers to the center if he wants it. He could get started on the Drakon Riders potentially, assuming they're in range. That's a little iffy. He could hit the dragon, which honestly is not a bad option either.
Oof. No wounds from that unit. Gladestalkers. Chariots are up to 8 total.
Not bad.
All right, there's what came back. Picked up 5. Yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen them, there are now also built-in wound markers on the units, little skulls that you can put in the corner that you just hit plus and minus, just select the unit, hit plus and minus, and it counts them up and down. So that is 13 wounds on that unit. And again, that is a 16-18 with the drum behind it.
Yeah, looking at least a waiver now, most likely. I don't know if he's continuing to. Oh no, he has switched over to the troop now.
Yeah.
Dragon does not put a wound down.
Interesting.
Yep.
So many 4s.
It's a lot.
That's 5 4s on against a defense 5 unit. That hurts. All right, and here comes Alchemist Curse on the other troop.
It's
3 wounds.
nice. I'm assuming it's just within range of the drum or very close.
It looks like it's just touching the top left corner.
Gotcha. Okay. That's also very nice right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good use of that aura. You spread that nicely there.
So now you're looking at 11, 13. So chonky.
Yep. So put 3 wounds on a troop and still needs a 10. Each.
Yep.
All right. I think that might be all his shooting, so unless he's still got some lightning bolts to sling or something.
Oh, interesting.
Still, yeah, that is an interesting choice. I feel like I would have made sure that one of the 2 units you were already shooting at get taken off.
I guess it's like long-term thinking of putting, okay.
Well, that was Wind Blast.
Oh, that was Nimue. Yeah, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that
So
makes
he's
sense.
pushing him further back in the terrain to try to keep him.
Mhm.
If he had gotten enough push, might have delayed them another turn in the freaking terrain.
Mhm.
So that was a 7 on the Axe troop, I think, which will not get them, and a 7 on the. Okay.
Oh,
But on the 4 reroll, he does not get them. That is a waiver, though.
I mean, it at least forces him to hit it with something else next turn.
It's true.
And gives the drum one more turn of cover. He could also just back it up off the hill.
Yep. Which is
if he wants to try to preserve it. And I don't think that's a bad idea with the dragon in play. The only issue being that then the dragon just charges and kills it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if Chris pops back in. We can pick his brain on what he's planning on doing, although it's pretty obvious what he's planning on doing. I guess we can ask him.
He's doing elf shit.
He's doing elf shit. All that elf shit. Hey, Chris.
Can I be heard?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. I'm tired of asking, can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me now? Yeah, so Justin, clearly did the orc thing and moved forward, and you've done the elf thing of scooch around and shoot. You pulled a waiver on the chariots there. You put a few wounds on an axe troop, but couldn't do anything to them with the drum behind them. So what's your general plan for the game here? Are you just going to stay castled up and shoot at him as he comes towards you, or do you have something else in mind?
No, my plan is to just hammer this left side. Hopefully, I was hoping to soften it up a little bit more than what I did, but soften it up more. Maybe I'll have to do another turn of shooting. I'm not sure, but I want to clear out some of those units and then just throw all my fast stuff into there, and hoping that they break and then they turn to pivot. And basically that. I mean, my entire game plan right now is just on killing everything from that center great axe horde over to the left, and I feel like that should give me a unit strength advantage if I can do that and not die. But I'm not sure.
All right. Any thoughts on whether you're gonna take charges this turn, or just
Probably.
keep shooting?
I think I'm gonna shoot, and it depends on what he does, I guess. I mean, I got 4 units that potentially could charge. But I would, well, other than the Glade Stalkers. But I'm
Okay.
probably gonna shoot some more.
Okay. Are you worried at all about the stuff creeping around on the right flank, or do you think you'll be able to just pull everything forward before they get to you?
I'm hoping that I won't be exactly here, like they're in the center when that happens. When they get our, oh, well, that's pretty fast. I'm hoping that yeah, it takes them a little while to get through like the terrain and stuff, and then I mean, that's all like those 3 units on the right. That's just unit strength 3 total, because I think that troop is only unit strength 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's the horde. I'm not used to having more unit strengths, and
Yeah. That Glade Stalker unit strength 3 is beautiful.
yeah, it's so stupid. It just doesn't make sense.
No, but it's great.
Yeah, I like it. Certainly.
Yeah.
It makes you like not feel penalized for taking them. I mean,
Mhm.
they fight pretty darn good. Like I got 1 unit on the hill and they charge up. They're gonna have thunderous charge. They're gonna fight better than they shoot here in a minute.
hmm
I don't know if you saw. I tried to wind blast that horde because that horde in the woods. I was trying in the height 0 terrain. I was gonna try and make him stick in there for another turn, but did not work. I think I got 1 hit.
Yeah. Yeah, we were wondering why you changed to shoot at them, and then we saw it was wind blast, and we were like, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Makes sense
That
now.
makes sense. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any other questions for Chris, or should we let him get back to his game?
All good here.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Good luck. We'll see you back here after your 3rd turn.
3rd turn. Okay. All right. See y'all.
Okay. Welcome back, Steve.
So that giant on the right was so close. He was like a hair off.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
He was just barely like a couple
being able
millimeters
to-
off
Yeah.
from being able to go.
Push it through. Yeah.
Would have had another 3 inches there.
Yep. But I mean, still 10 inches in 1 turn.
No,
They're
it's not bad.
surprisingly fast. Can
But it stops another at the double next turn, unfortunately.
yeah. Well, I mean, even without it, 7 inches is still gonna.
Yeah. Yeah,
At
he'll
that
get-
point,
yeah.
he'll be threatening the whole line on the flank. I'm a little sad that he didn't use the drum to make sure that neither the giant or the horde got wind
Yep.
blasted further back out again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would have been a really nice pivot and cover both of them.
Yep. Because it's not like GAC needs the support right now, and honestly, that's more of a bonus than anything.
hmm
Same thing goes for the horde that's trying to eke its way out of the terrain.
Yep.
Where I feel like he may have missed the that's why he did that, and now he's gonna let him get a second chance to do it again.
Yeah.
Nimue, however it's pronounced, is such a good toolkit character in the
Yeah,
gift list.
Just having Cloak of Death on an individual.
Oh man, and the 1
is
turn fly.
ridiculous. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
and then
Yeah.
it gets fly, and then it can have like pretty much boost of levitation, right? Or is that last? Okay.
I'm not sure on the last one.
Yeah, because I think it used to be able to, you could pop fly and then also got like a boost of levitation effect, but that might have been
On-
last Clash of Kings.
May still cast spells. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I should
it
know
is
this.
effectively 1 turn of fly and boots of levitation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, did you ask me to come back?
Oh no, that was the message I sent you when you popped back in the first time.
Okay. Yeah, I can't tell time. Sorry.
That's okay.
Leaving again.
Speaking of time, Chris used 18 minutes so far.
That's on. Yeah,
That's pretty quick for Chris.
That is pretty quick for Chris. Justin is on 13 here in his 2nd turn.
Yeah. I think the issue here is going to be like combat or not. I don't know he can afford another round of shooting. He might be able to if the orcs don't book it forward, which I don't think. Man, he needs to close more table space. He didn't advance enough. I think he's getting timid about the shooting, and that's exactly the wrong thing to do in the face of shooting. Like you
Right.
just as terrible as it is, the reason the elf plan works is because you have to advance into the charge range.
Right.
But ultimately, the solution to the elf thing is you have to advance to the charge range. Because if you just give him more time to shoot, then he just picks up more of your stuff before you get to start hitting him. And if you force him to charge, that's good. Like, because then the elves stop shooting you and they get in a range where you can punch them. And I think he's just given an extra turn of shooting to him. He did not need to do that. Because yes, if he runs forward and gets charged, he's probably going to lose a couple units. But he's got units to lose. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right. When you got 4 axe troops, you expect to lose them on the way in.
Yeah, he's got a regiment of chariots that's going to drop. He could lose any of the axe troops, and it's definitely recoverable as long as the great axe swords honestly start getting in there and punching stuff. And they're not going to die to the Drakons in one hit.
No.
Drakons and a dragon, maybe, but
yeah. No, those axe troops need to be far enough forward that the Gladestalkers can't just back up.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's the follow-up here. Is if he edges into 1 inch of a 10-inch charge, the Gladestalkers back 11 inches and firing. You can't let him. You just got to shove as far forward as possible and do not give him the option to back up.
Yeah.
The one danger of that with Drakons and Dragons specifically is the option for the elves to try to flank by. So you don't want to. You want to advance forward and still have at least a layer back to prevent that.
Right.
But he's got the units to do that. He's got extra troops, the war drums, 2 different characters to do it with. Like,
it is going to be interesting though, because right now Chris has the option just to delete that back left gore chariot and turn in with Drakons and a dragon. And you only have a drum and a crudger to shut down those 2 units. Not a lot to cover that.
he hits with both, kills it, turns. Chariots in the hill are going to die from shooting.
Yep.
So he's got a drum. The drum buys him a turn, but then he's got troops of axe, and that's basically it.
Yep.
Because the horde will take forever.
Yeah, he's realistically like an average round of shooting. He should pick up the chariots and 1 troop at minimum.
Yeah. This is definitely going to turn into a yin-yang scenario.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he has easy solutions for the giant and the other horde.
No.
And
No, that Drakon regiment will like delay one of them for a turn, but it's not going to take them out.
Yeah.
And he hasn't maneuvered those other Drakons into a spot where they can threaten a flank on any of that stuff.
Yeah.
He's just playing back up.
Gakamak is also in the picture now and very ready to shut down some stuff next turn.
Yeah. He just flat out started killing Gladestalkers.
Yeah.
Dude is scary.
The drum does have Host Shadow Beast 8.
Mm-hmm.
So
silly. I definitely think that the deployment on Justin's side could have been a little bit cleaner, but I don't count the stuff out on the right so easily. Like it's going to swing in fast. Turn 4 is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Turn 4 is when it all comes online, and by that point, there's no more table to run away from. The orcs will be there.
Yeah. And all of that stuff will be scoring at that point as well. It's not like it's not like them pushing him to kill the elves takes them out of position for the scenario. Yeah. It's where they want to be anyway.
Yeah. It's not a great scenario for backing up and shooting.
That is the other reason that I'm a little surprised he's not just shoving effectively as far forward as possible. Because the thing is, like, if you get to the halfway line, you've basically just you draw the pivotal line in the sand that says you now have to come through me to win.
Yeah.
Like, and he still has a lot of stuff to chew through. All that for all the unit strength the elves have over him. Like, if none of it's on the other side of the board, who cares?
Right, and there's on that right hand side. There's 4, 5, 6, 7 unit strength that's going to be really difficult to get rid of.
Yeah,
especially when it's there and popping off Glade Stalker regiments.
well, the 2 hordes are 8.
Yeah,
on their own. Like,
yeah.
That's just a chunk.
And the majority of Chris's unit strength is what? Speed 6?
It is speed 6.
9. 13
So-
out of his 22.
Yeah, it does cross the table pretty quickly. But you can't cross the table if there's stuff in front of you.
Yep.
Right. It's not like Chris can fly Drakon Riders and a dragon across to the other side towards the end of the game and have more than Justin's pushing in from the right side.
Right. Like those units are definitely like nice benefits to have where you have quick options, but usually they don't alone win you a game because that's only 5 unit strength.
Yeah. All right, that is going to take us to the bottom of turn 2 for the Elves' second turn. Justin moved up stuff on the right, like we were expecting him to. Didn't really move anything up aggressively on the left. I guess maybe the waiver on the chariots gave him pause, but
Well, here it is. This is
it was. So there was Nimwe's fly.
a little bit to the left, and you can get a couple more things. Yeah, here it comes.
Well, if he does that, that does limit his ability to Wind Blast.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, because he can only
And,
blast sideways.
Yeah.
It has Wind Blast, Surge, and what else is it really here?
Fireball. Fireball
yeah.
10.
Yeah, that helps.
And heal. Heal 4.
Yep.
And heal 4.
It's
Uh,
a Swiss
stat
Army
caster.
knife. Yeah,
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife caster. With
Right
Cloak
now
of Death.
he's with Cloak of Death. So yeah, right now he's
Yeah.
trying to max out Cloak of Death.
Yeah, I'm also curious about his Crudger movements because, like, one's just kind of awkwardly standing. I guess he's trying to inspire everything was one of them, but
It's
do they
the-
even inspire?
It's that, and
Yeah,
I
Crudger's
think
inspired.
he's
They do inspire, okay.
expecting
Yeah.
the dragons and dracons to hit the left chariot, so he has that extra ability to
Just something
ground them.
tie him. Yeah, that's fair.
Because
I guess my concern would be to watch them get shot off.
entirely possible.
Especially with Alchemist Curse right there.
And elite
Yeah.
lightning bolt.
Yeah. Yep.
B5, yeah, defense. They are defense 5. They're actually
Yeah, defense,
shockingly tanky with the drum. The one by the drums at 14, 16.
That drum all day.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes orcs do orc.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the super high nerve.
All right, so there goes the Dracons into the chariots on the far left.
Is he
We will
committing-
see if he's
Ooh.
double charging.
A single on that
Still.
is
Yeah,
Dragons are.
That's a
Good.
they're good. They're not
Okay.
16, 18 in a single good. Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Checking
he's
the reform
seeing
options. Yeah.
what they'll look like afterwards. But
It's always cocky when you start doing that. Then you flub the roll and you're like, oh, well, I'm not. You're spending 10 minutes trying to figure out your reform options, and you don't even kill the thing, or you only waiver it.
I mean, the dragon does limit it to where he'd have to pop a 90 basically with both of them. He could do
Right.
a little bit more with the dragons.
Yeah, but that's fine because it's tall enough to see over the hill.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's worried though. Like
No, I would.
It's
be-
just Chris. Chris is just like that.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
super worried
that's
about
just how it
everything.
is.
the chariots are going to die this turn. and then the Crudger may ground the Dracons, but then the Dracons are going to slap him to next century and overrun and kill whatever's behind him.
Yeah.
Right.
Assuming he keeps other stuff too close.
I
And
think
he's going to have a dragon that can't be touched behind the Dracons.
Mhm.
Heck, if he's actually clever with it, he may not even want to turn the Dracons to face the right, as weird as that sounds. Because it would actually, when they countercharge, it would actually put them further when they charge. When the Crudger comes into their flank instead, and it prevents the dragon 100% from being charged at all. So the dragon gets to keep flying, and the Dracons get to have an easier overrun chance.
So he's placed Nimue, which will
Not-
Cloak of
yeah.
Death.
Thinks Cloak is enough to make it a single?
Yeah, it's
That's a bold
17.
move.
yeah,
15,
it's
very bold
15,
move.
it's 15, 17 with Dracon Riders on 3s and 3s with Elite.
I mean, the Elite is really the trick there, because
Yeah, it's still you're
it
probably
goes from 8 to 10, I think, so it's like a 7 twice if the Crudger's in range.
still it's
Yeah, but what else?
I thought I
What else are you gonna do
guaranteed.
with the dragon? Like throw the dragon in too.
Right.
Here's the
You
trick,
take it
though.
though.
It's an average 5 to waver, and there's nothing else that can touch them. Like, maybe the drum.
The Crudger. The Crudger
Yeah, the
can come on in.
Crudger's
Yeah, the Crudger's going to. The drum will not be able to see them because it's facing
Right.
forward.
And there's no heal in the orc list, correct?
No.
Yeah. So like
Speaker or with the Outcast.
like I'm with y'all in that I personally would prefer to just pick them up and guarantee it, and then turn everything to face the right effectively, or prepare to face the right if nothing else.
Right.
Because Kings is about getting flanks, but I can see the thought process of trying to hold the dragon back, and like even if he just gets the waiver on the chariots, it's almost as good anyway. Who cares? Okay, now I don't understand why he's not just moving the dragon. If he's gonna move the dragon up anyway, who gives a shit? Like,
Right.
just commit.
Yeah, you're gonna fire. You're gonna breathe on the
troops.
The troop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Troop.
Okay.
sure.
Cool.
Why? I guess
Cool.
maximum efficiency. If you're
Mhm.
if you're, I'd rather have the guaranteed dead chariots
Yeah, absolutely.
than like
Yes.
barely touch troop.
Because right now, punching into the calculator, we're looking at like 29% chance for kill, and then 60-ish, just a little over 60% on the waiver.
Yeah,
Is that with the
Yeah.
one wound?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
with the
that's
one
with
wound and the elite.
yeah,
Effective brutal. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I would have liked to see the dragons just for the
Mhm.
guaranteed kill. The waiver is nice. It's just only if you're going to keep the dragon for a different purpose entirely. Like maybe positioning wise, he wants to keep it back to like if the Dracons do get the kill, then he has the option of like fly different directions.
Mhm.
If he wants to cover his, the advancing right side flank, like if he just turned the dragon 20 and flew it to the right, like there's so many other things I could see why that would make sense. But if he's going to put it there, just kill the chariots, turn to the right. Who gives a shit about the troop? The troops can't do anything next turn anyway. Except charge the character you put in front of it for some reason.
I guess the one benefit to where the dragon is now is that it is now preventing the Great Axe Horde from advancing straight without a pivot. Like,
Yeah.
I guess he's threatening a flank in the long term, but
I
He
mean,
could
but they're
be
not
doing-
going to advance anyway because he can't
Yeah.
march.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a little weird. You are seeing that Yang Yang form though.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
Early game elf, late game orc, and then last turn, last couple turns is going to be very interesting here, depending on how the shooting goes.
Yeah, we might end up in a situation where like the yin yang happens, they stop and turn around and look at each other from the other sides of the field, and it's going to be like, okay, I've got more unit strength on your side. Now you have to come get me, and then you have to Chris will have to
Mhm.
fly his guys down to try to kill orcs and then get back in time.
Yeah. Then either back up or get it. Yeah. It's
That's hard. It's hard to do. They're fast, but that's a lot to ask. Chris is now up to 27 minutes on his clock out of 70.
Well, he did. I mean, it at least is a charging turn, so there's thought process that has to go into that.
Sure. He's still got plenty of shooting targets. He's got the chariot horde that's not in combat that he's got to pick up. He's got those axe troops in front that he kind of has to pick up.
I mean, the chariot regiment dies to a singular wound now.
Yep.
Puts it at snakes.
Yep.
The troops are still tanky, but man, I just feel for Justin here. I'm really wishing he had shoved up further.
Yeah. I mean, we've got this one random crudger all the way up here, but like,
yeah,
so I guess it's going to punch
the two
one.
wizards could take. Yeah.
Well, he did move.
The other wizard's out. The AC wizard's not dealing with that. I would have personally picked up that crudger.
Yeah,
Just
I don't.
two mages and just make sure it's okay. It's dead. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't quite know why he is so focused on that troop. Like he has the whole night. What's the night regiment going to do when the troops dead?
Yeah, it could be moving up to threaten more at this
Yeah.
point. It's got nimble. It'll have options if it's in range.
Yeah, it's nimble and Pathfinder, so it's super. It's just as maneuverable as a Drakon horde, basically.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah, I kind of expected him to throw them into this, to throw the cav into that axe troop.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that is one of the only charges I wouldn't do because then there is something that can respond to it. Everything else, nothing Justin can do. Like, Justin can't do anything next turn to hurt any elf units next turn, except with maybe Gak.
Yeah.
And one crudger. that
And
can
one
punch.
crudger, assuming the crudger doesn't die.
Doesn't die. Yep.
Which it looks like he's trying to find a way to basically concentrate all of his other shooting on the crudger, I guess. Or maybe block line of sight to his horde from the crudger. But at that point, he's blocking line of sight to shoot things back, so I'm not...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Glade Stalkers on the hill in front of the Sea Guard are kind of blocking their line of sight to everything they might want to shoot at. And the crudger can still see it around the hill, so...
Right.
So
Not-
wide.
I feel like this is extremely overcautious play.
Yeah. That's Chris. That's usually what he says as well.
Oh, okay.
My favorite Chris, well, it involves Chris and timing out, is back in like 2017. So it's early, like second edition. We had a clocks tournament, so we had like 1,250 point lists, and declining as the rounds went on, you got less and less time on your clock. And this was like towards the end, so had like 20-ish minutes, and Chris had a horde of knights. So whoever he was playing had like
Other person turned his unit around to force him to roll.
right for stay. Chris had less than a minute left, so the guy's like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
In order for you to get to the objective or something, he had like a troop of like gargoyles or something, flew it up, turned it, gave its rear, and then Chris had to like he paused the clock and asked the tournament organizer, like, "Do I have to roll all the dice?" And they're like, "Yep, that's a part of the." That was like a part of the pack.
Feels
So
bad.
it was 96 dice he had to roll, and like 40 seconds, and he had to roll it, route the unit, and then get an overrun. I think, man, he ended up losing the game because he couldn't roll that many dice and the amount of time he had because he took a horde of knights.
All right,
Yeah.
Chris is going to move on to shooting now. Looks like he's going to see if his Sea Guard can see the axe troop, and
No.
they can't. You've blocked your own line of sight there.
Yeah.
That was the only thing in his deployment that just was a little off to me. The rest of it was fine. I liked the force flank. That's a classic elf one. Blow through a small portion and then just clean up the rest.
Yeah. I mean, shameless plug the Ramble blogs, but realistically, like in terms of deployment strategies, in terms of just good Kings of War strategy overall, like it's always it's the 2/3 principle.
Yep,
so like most
absolutely.
of the scenarios in the game are you don't need to win by all of them. You need to win by 2 out of 3. And in an invade, you can apply that to you don't need to take the whole board. You just need to get half of the board and cross it.
And so he's done Alchemist Curse and now the Dragon on that Axe Troop in front of the Chariots.
Wow.
That was a whiffy Alchemist Curse.
It was a weird
Dragon. Whiffy dragon, too.
Yeah, it does 3.
That dragon.
The dragon just
can't convert.
1.
Convert. Yeah,
I don't know that he picks up that troop now. And that troop
I don't think it does. Oh, yeah.
That's inspired, and it's what, 12, 14?
11, 13, but still.
11, 13. Yeah. But yeah, he only did 2 wounds with Alchemist Curse and 1 with the Dragon.
He's
one
at risk of
from
having his wizard charged.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's 3 wounds from the Glade Stalkers. That's not terrible.
But he targeted the wrong troop.
Yeah.
Or I guess they're
those ones could only,
Yeah. And he still has to hit the chariots with
you have to kill the chariots. You have to tag it once.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, they are, but they'll have cover. So
yeah, 6s.
6s, no elite.
And he only needs 1 though.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Our defense 5 though, so there's
6 and 5s
with 6 and 5s with vicious.
With 20, or they're vicious. Okay.
Yeah.
25. Okay.
7 hits.
That's pretty
good. All right.
I mean, I guess if you just
3. I mean, that
powers through 4 total with the vicious reroll.
Yeah. 3. Their defense 5, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you just needed 1.
Fireball.
Fireball there.
Fireball, yeah.
It's a good hit. That'll add shatter too.
Yeah, it's 2 plus
shatter. Shatter on top of all that.
Fireball.
Fireball. Yeah.
Oh no! Okay, I see. Fireball has shatter now. I see.
Yeah, and the Dragon's Breath is still technically not a fireball. It's listed as Dragon's Breath.
Right. Okay, now they should pop.
Yeah. Now they're dead.
Or at least be wavered.
3 more, yeah.
They're
okay.
Snakes.
Yeah. Now the Axe Troop and
effectively snakes.
The Axe Troop and the Chariot are gone, but he had to focus an awful lot of fire on it.
The Glade Stalkers are putting in work this turn, though. They're
They are.
I still would have liked to have seen the Knights move forward, but I guess he's like potentially playing around with snakes or something.
He's a good. If the Dracons pop in a single, that's 4 units gone.
Oof. Yeah, and the problem is if they don't pop, I don't think they do much back to the Dracons.
No.
Just the character going into punching them.
All right, and his last mage with Lightning Bolt is going after that 3rd troop of Axe in the back.
Sure.
Three
good conversion.
Pretty good. So here come the nerve rolls. The Axe Troop with 9 wounds. It is 11-13 with the drum. And for a 4, there's an 8 and a 6. That'll pick it up.
Okay.
The Chariots, a 9 and a 7. That'll easily pick it up. And the other troop, that 5, will still pick them up.
Oh, there's a way to get your clock speeds up. You just delete your opponent's army by turn 3.
That is a 7. That'll be a 10, so that will not pick up or waver that back Axe Troop.
They don't have any options.
By 1.
Right.
It's close,
by 1. Though. It was very close. So now let's see. Dracons on Chariots. That's a lot of 1s.
What?
And not a lot of 3s. Ooh.
Huh?
8 hits.
Still 8
plus-
hits.
Yeah.
Plus 6
Conversions
rerolls.
are like 6 rerolls. Yeah, that's the trick.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there-
12 hits, which
With those
ironically is
Still.
actually low.
Yeah.
It is low.
Yeah, that's
That's average with it's only
Without
seven-
elite, yeah.
Yeah, without
7
elite.
wounds.
So
Up to
7.
8. He needs a 10 to take him off.
Yeah, that was definitely a low
swipe.
roll, which is why he should have put the fucking
Yeah,
dragon.
why he doesn't use the dragon.
And
they're
they're
not-
And that's a 4, so they stick.
Yeah. I still don't know that Justin can capitalize it on it, or can't, simply that words. I don't know that he has enough to capitalize on the
Right. I mean, the
failure.
chariots punch back, but or we did what? There are
Right.
3s and 4s at 15
They're-
attacks.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean,
So,
Dracons are not tied
12.
up for another.
not
full
even
turn.
15. It'll be 12.
Oh, it's 12 attacks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, that is going to bring us to the top
That's
of
like
turn
4.5.
3.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
he has
forwards.
heal behind that too, so the Dracons will just grind him out. Like,
So one change to Universal Battle, does it not show movement ranges unless you're physically playing the game in the chat?
You have to.
You have to turn them on. You want me to turn them on?
You turn them,
Oh no, it's fine. I was just curious. I have it open.
Yeah,
in
you
my
have to
own
turn
window
it.
here.
It's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
log movements. Ah, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice that you can not have to see that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Other fun stuff you can do. You can select units and turn on corners, which will stick even after you don't have them selected anymore.
I still like being able to see the movement logs just because UB is so nice because of its precision. Get
Yes.
that exact 1 inch.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where I just feel really bad because I'm just like, there's nothing he can do this turn outside of his Crudger will punch a singular unit.
Gak can go punch something.
Gak can pack a second.
Two Crudgers. Two Crudgers will punch 2 things. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one goes into the dragons with the chariots.
Yeah. I don't know which thing that Crudger there wants to punch. You can't quite get the dragon. You can't quite get the man.
you can punch Nimue or the Dracons, but
It's almost
not
worth
helping the-
just going into the Dracons on 2 sides, maybe. I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the drum out of the Dragon's line of sight is important.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that he can.
Yeah.
No.
I don't.
It's
Not with the
yeah.
chariots there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough.
So, would Gak fit on the Dracon Riders? Probably not, eh?
If I had to
He
guess,
Might be able to get in the right corner,
Yeah.
but shooting down or shutting down their shooting is probably going to be more impactful. It's tough.
yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could. I mean, I don't know how far is the trigger away. So yeah, you could come up with Gak and punt, to that rightmost Glade Stalker regiment. You move up
Mhm.
with the
What's
drum.
the range? Range on Host Shadow Beast?
12 inches.
12.
So you can get some post shot of these and see. I mean, it's
Speed
he's not
8,
hitting.
yeah.
He's not hitting on 2s, but he's in. So he's in at 3s, but
Oh no!
yeah, oh, no, exactly.
All right, and he is sending the Crudger into the Dracons.
Yeah,
To help
he
out
didn't
the
have any
chariots?
good options there.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
yeah, you got to go for it. That's a good chunky unit strength. It's probably not. It's not going to die realistically in a turn, but
Yeah.
got to get it hurt.
Okay. If he doesn't move both of these troops up 10 inches each, though, I would be a little upset. Okay, that it's acceptable if you at least turn, but just move forward, please. I'm begging you.
He also needs to try and anchor one of these hordes at some point.
Yeah. This is a rough table, too, because the buildings are extremely off on the far sides.
Yeah.
What the upper left one might as well not be there.
No,
And the bottom right one I mean, the elves did the right thing and played as far away from that as possible.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not a good map to fight a heavy shooting army.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's no man's land in the middle. You're just
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
eating it all game.
Well, the difficult terrain directly in the middle of deployment on the army that has a wider footprint.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just.
I wonder who got choice of size.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I could see that. I can see Justin thinking like, oh, there's that. I could get cover early turns with my great axe swords, but then also you got to realize that you're playing invade.
Right.
Yeah. If so, again, I'm gonna, since we've got some time here, because this turn's gonna be a little bit moot. Outside of the exciting gag charge wherever he decides to go.
Yeah.
Not that one though. Not that one.
I don't know about a double.
No,
You want to shut down. You want to shut down two.
Yeah.
And then everything over. There you go.
Please don't double.
Yeah.
Also, if he doubles that one, I don't think the chariot's going to be able to get into range to Shadow Beast.
You are correct.
Yeah.
I think he won't be able to, and I don't think without that he kills it.
No.
The Crudgers are nice, but they're not super punchy.
So yeah, he's
So 5 attacks, 3s and 2s, and Gak is only 7 because no
7.
shadow.
Yeah, and
3s and 2s. That probably
he's
won't do it.
just in to where he could get Host Shadow Beast with the chariot.
Oh yeah, the extra length of the base on him.
He could move 8 and cast 12.
Yeah, that'll just barely put it in range.
Yeah, but the
You gotta
problem
get
with
the
that
horde
is
out of
if
the way.
he does that, then the horde's not moving through the forest, which is another problem for him.
Right.
Yeah, if you're going to double one of them, I don't know if the Crudger had range to the one on the far right, but Gak needs to go to one on the far right.
Yeah, he should have gone to the one on the far right and then just Host Shadow Beast at Gag, and then Gag could have very possibly just killed it.
Yeah.
Because Host Shadow Beast gets ×2, right? For each success? Or is it only ×1?
It's an additional attack.
Just one.
Oh, okay. There was a point in testing where it was ×2, and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah,
so good.
Gak would be 11 attacks on average.
Mm-hmm. It can combine pretty weird with Storm Strike in the Rift Forge Orc list.
Yeah.
And with all the goblin characters that have
that king.
Exploding.
The king should not exist.
Yeah, the goblin, Green Goblin Iron Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how he does this without blocking up the horde in the process.
No, this is. I don't hate this because now he's anchored 1 at least.
Yeah. God forbid he gets Windblast again.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say so. If we look at so much of this game, in my mind, was decided in deployment. Like it was decided when the elves took the correct side of the table on their end. They avoided the building. It was decided when the orcs put all of their slow marching infantry in difficult terrain to make it harder for him to march across the board. Opposite of nothing. And honestly, and that's like the big criticism for me is when you see a giant impassable, like I'm circling it with my mouse, no one can see this, but this giant height 10 impassable piece that's in a deployment zone, no one's putting anything near this.
No.
Like you can put your speedy elements over here or things with Pathfinder over here, but you don't want to put big giant units over here because nothing's going to be here. And even if he had deployed, like using this as an anchor, like let's say that the elves deployed in the center of the board and not on the far side, like it's still not going to be basically the upper right corner. There should be no orc units there. There should have never been orc units there. He should have layered up on the left with a second layer. And like obviously hindsight is 2020, but like just knowing that in foresight, but knowing the building is there, you know at least where the elf is going to deploy, even if you don't know exactly how he's going to do it. Deployment tricks 101. how to play the deployment poker game and read your opponent's mind before they start putting stuff down.
Oh, you gotta watch that undo. Okay.
How far back is he going to try and go here? Is he going to try to? Does he realize that Gak should go to the other unit? Please.
Because again, he's trying to get it to a way where he can move that great axe horde forward, not just sideways.
Yeah.
And I would also get Ho Shadow Beast on the Gak over there, but it's just
Can
not
you-
going to work.
Check the center Great Axe Horde. Sorry, center Great Axe Horde.
Oh, sorry, this one. Okay.
10. Yeah, okay, so it does 10 inches on the center Glade Server. So if he doesn't pop it, it is at least pinned because it can't withdraw when it's being attacked from two sides, which would at least give the Great Axe Horde the ability to cross the table. I don't know that that's good for them because if they cross the table like that, then they've got Drakons presumably up in the top left, turning around in a second, the dragon, the knights, and everything else in the world facing them in all directions.
Ugh.
That horde is out of the game.
That is only 3 successes on Host Shadow Beast.
Yeah, so Gak has 10 attacks, right?
Still 10 attacks.
Yeah,
Still
3s
10,
and 2s.
So he's got
Hoping
what,
for a big
15,
one.
15 attacks, 3s and 2s.
Yeah.
It's not
Between the two,
terrible.
yeah. Yep.
Still on 14, 16.
And they are inspired by the mage
Yep.
behind them. Looks like we're starting there. So probably Gak first.
10 hits, or it's average.
Yeah. 7 hits.
That's a good conversion.
7
Good
wounds.
convert.
Yep.
Didn't lose that one on the one.
Yep. And Glade Stalkers are 14, 16.
Mm-hmm.
So that's halfway to a waiver. Oh, not very good from the Crutcher, though. Ugh. Ugh. Only one wound. Only one wound from the Crutcher.
14, 16, right?
Yeah, they're 14, 16.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 to waiver, 8 twice to break.
Ew.
And a
Not
3.
with that.
So
Not even close.
that is not what you want to see for your first foray into combat.
Gak
As it
doesn't
works.
have brutal or any weird thing like that.
No,
No, just does have vicious though. Interesting.
Yeah,
so
vicious.
ones would have been rerollable.
Yeah. Yeah. Crudger on the other side at least gets 3 hits on the Drakons.
3's good.
Oof.
Oh, man.
These are not the dice you need on this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
I'm-
Chariots.
Hero moment.
Watch. Yeah, I was gonna say watch him spike. Currently average, so 9 hits.
And they're crushing 1, so they need 4s, yeah?
4s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is
It's
this the
could be
Blade of
4 or 5.
Slashing or the Mace of Crushing?
Ooh,
See if he remembers. 6 is not bad.
that's a good conversion. That's
Yeah.
only
The blade
what,
is-
a
He could-
6 to
he could get a
waiver.
waiver.
And that was the Blade of Slashing regiment, so he should have rerolled one of those misses.
Oh, I really hope that doesn't come to bite him. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
he did.
I think
There it
he
is. Okay.
has the
Ooh.
Mace of Crush. So.
No,
Counts
it's
as
got the Blade of Slash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just remember that. So that was 1 extra. Nice.
Do these guys have brutal? Either of them? Dead.
He takes him off.
Hey, all right.
Well, Orc Chariot's hero moment there for sure.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is the dragon facing the rear of the? No, it's on the flank. That's why I put the.
Mhm.
Yeah, he blocked at the
Okay.
prevented the
Quicksilver
Dragon.
Lancers are going to come finish him off, but he took off 3
Yeah.
of his strength.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
Took off 3 unit strength. Yep, that's the
That's-
important part.
Yeah.
and an incredibly hard hitting unit. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, that thing could have danced around the rest of the game.
Which could have been avoided if he just put that dragon.
Yeah.
Sidestep the Crudger where?
Away from the overrun.
I see.
It's like don't get me wrong. Like I've got plenty of critiques for Justin's deployment, but man, he's like
Chris really should have put the dragon.
Chris just gave him that, and he didn't need
he
to.
gave him a
Yep.
gave him a 300
Um,
point unit.
Like yes, there was a little bit of a spike there, but there was no need for that unit to be there.
No, confirmed kills are the best kills.
Yeah. And that troop that he did instead just, I mean, there was nothing it could have charged this turn.
Yeah, it's kill it till it's dead.
Yep.
And we'll see if Justin will pop back in here.
Forgot who
Over.
it was. Oh, Justin's popping in. Gotcha.
He should be.
Turn 3.
Bottom of turn 3. So that brings us to here. He is. There we go.
Man,
Hey.
I really botched that giant up, didn't I? Turn 1 and turn 2, and I didn't even fix it. That was terrible.
It was like a hair off, man. That was
Yeah,
a
that
win
was-
if you wanted to miss. If I'm
It's
being
like,
honest.
oh man, but you shouldn't do it if you're on table 3 on round 5, right?
Those chariots, though.
Yeah,
Chariots.
Yeah, the Crudger again being on the hill, those 2 extra wounds because I rolled 2 2s there was a big deal. Being able to get that extra thunderous unit off the hill.
I was confused about the damage, but yeah, I guess that since the dragons were off the hill, you get
all you get was
Sears Crush 3.
Yep. So that was a
That's
big
cool.
deal there.
Because I thought I saw the math was a little off. Because I was thinking like the Crudger's only doing 1. Why are they at 10? But now
that's the hill bonus, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, not killing the way Stalker stinks, but
we're a little disappointed that Shadow Beast on Gakamak wasn't as epic as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
For as much time as I spent trying to get within 8 inches of Gakamak, absolutely. I mean, I spent like 5 minutes on my clock there just trying to get Shadow Beast to work. And then I'm going to lose the chariot this turn. I should lose the chariot this turn.
No, they made their points up though.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We're playing the game horizontal, which is kind of how I envision the game going. I don't know why he didn't put his dragon into those chariots as well.
Yep.
That's what we were thinking too.
That's the hot button one here.
Hot topic of discussion.
Yeah, like I put him there so he would do that, so I could just turn everything. We could, get playing horizontal faster. But he didn't, and I don't know. I'm okay with where Tyrandin is now. Like it, and at least still got the Pathfinder guys there. Like I don't know. I just got to hopefully at some point get some great X's into combat and not get shot off the board. Those stupid Seaguard, 2 turns in a row hitting half their shots on 5s, makes a man cry.
Mm-hmm.
Big old alligator tears. So.
All right. So
any questions or anything, or?
Well, I mean, the chariot's held. Your stuff from the right is getting close. So, what are your priorities here now that you're getting stuff into charge range? What are you going to try to? Are you going to like spread out and try to hit all the Sea Guard? Are you going to concentrate on like one at a time? Like, what's your priority in the middle?
Well, probably Gak and the Crudger will just be super annoying and try to shut down shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to make charges that start picking up unit strength because I believe I'm still behind without counting unit strength. So I have to kill units.
Yep.
Well,
his units have to score too, right? So
right.
Yeah, they have to be.
Either pinning stuff in his half or whatever. So, but we're playing invade, and kind of we can't always play as orcs and just smash everything. You got to play to win the scenario too. So. But so hopefully maybe that if he doesn't charge that war wagon, which he should, I will probably take the D3 extra attacks and throw that in somewhere too instead of Shadow Beasting Gak. Well, depending on targets, I don't know. We'll see what he does, and it'll have to play from there. But
the background's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. So, but I got to pick up stuff. So the Great X in the woods, the leader point is in the woods, unless I completely botch that. But there's the nice line at your leader point now. It shows it. When you click on the units, it's one of the nice updates that makes it real nice.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So,
your leader point is in the woods. So.
Yeah, these updates are amazing for UB. So I got to hand it off to Lorenzo. These things are well worth the yearly subscription for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's nice. He's very receptive to the consumer feedback.
Yeah, and super active in his Discord as well.
Yeah.
Highly recommend joining that if you're using the app often.
So. All right. Well, thanks for popping back in, Justin. Good luck with the rest of the game, and we'll see you back here when it's all over.
All right, and also I guess he's at 42, so maybe his clock runs out on turn 6, and I get a free turn 7. that might
Entirely possible.
Could happen.
That might be my
that
path to
makes
victory here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, well, see you guys.
Take-
Okay, Justin.
So,
All right.
quick question in regards to the hill bonus. Does the unit that you're attacking have to be completely off the hill for you to get the Thunderous Charge bonus?
No.
No?
It just has to be majority off.
Okay, majority off?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has
Yeah.
to not be on the hill, but to be
Yeah.
on the hill, you have to be,
You have to be
majority
majority
on.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to the same thing.
Yes.
You have to be majority on.
Yeah.
Charging something majority off.
I think another common misconception is that you have to fully leave the hill
Leave the
to get
hill,
the bonus, which you also do not
You
have
don't have
to.
to.
No.
You can effectively go from one side of the hill to another if it's big enough, and so
Yeah.
as long as your target is off the hill majority,
Yeah.
you could be like, I'm running across this hill.
Yeah.
I'm still getting my
Yeah.
bonus.
It's an abstract game. Sometimes we have to
Mm-hmm.
let that warp our minds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris is gonna have a doozy dealing with the giant swinging around now.
Yeah, Giant's coming.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not picking up those chariots and losing the Drakon horde on the left
yeah,
really puts a wrench in his
That's-
plans. Like it.
This whole meta is about dealing with defense 5, 15, 17, and it's very susceptible to spikes like that. And when it happens, you're boned.
was just chatting literally yesterday night about how like the optimum list builds to handle defense 5-17.
Yep.
Because that is the most common elite nerf value in the game.
All your
those are everything you need to, those are everything that you
Yeah.
want to.
And if it's
That's
not
gonna
that,
hurt
then
you
it's
real
lower
bad.
than that. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
something's going to hurt you real bad. That's your soul
Yeah.
rooter infantries, your
All right, that's
White
like
Breakers.
everything in the undead list. Siege
Yeah.
breakers.
Yeah. So there's a couple outliers that are 18s, like mummies. I think
but mummies aren't.
Giga-
Gigas are defense 6 for the
Yeah, also that.
Yeah.
There's some outliers that are slightly higher on that nerve, but like
But-
they're
but
usually
but
not
mummies
the
are gonna
critical
punch you. Yeah, they're not.
Right.
Mummies are just gonna grind forever. You're never gonna
Yeah.
take them off.
Right.
They won't do
But they're not
anything.
gonna do anything back to you.
Exactly. Like
That's why we need hordes of mummies.
Yeah, just
no.
give Empire Dust a horde of mummies. Just like like goblins have a unique.
It
horde
was
of
discussed.
sluggets.
It was suggested multiple times to give them a one-off horde of mummies, but it was not to be. Just way too freaking good.
Yeah, that would have been.
Make it like 340 points. And,
It was still too good.
Worth it.
Yeah, that's still a pretty good buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to factor in that like the horde has to follow the nerve rules, so like
So it's going to be
not.
dash 25.
Yeah, it's
Dash
like an
24,
obscenely
25.
high.
Dash
Well, no,
25.
I think it was 26 because it's like almost double. But
Oh.
And it'll have 25 attacks with crushing 2 and regen.
yeah,
And regen
Yeah.
5+.
it's so
But you're
good.
playing.
And life leech and come on.
And
when
the
you're
entire
playing,
EOD list that supports it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing Higgins or historicals.
Even with the wider footprint, yeah, it's just so much. But back to this game. I mean, yeah, I think Chris shot himself so hard in the foot by not killing those chariots, and
It's a massive tempo shift right there.
yeah,
Because the Drakons were then just going to dive back table, turn in,
yeah,
threaten your rears while you lose a couple of Glade Stalkers, and then losing them was
Because like turn 5 and 6, Dragons are either getting rears on Great Axe Swords or having him spin around, so he can't get across the board or the center.
yeah,
you took off the mind game piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
And without that, I don't know that he has a way to deal with the Great Axe Swords.
You don't,
Like he might, he's
He
got to
only
pick up
has-
the troop. Because it's not just the Great Axe Swords, the Giant too. The Giant's going to get something this next turn. I don't think he can get away from it.
No,
14-inch
so
charge is
yeah, he could sides. No, he can't sidestep far
Yeah, you
enough.
can't sidestep it far enough. Basically, there's
Sea Guard are
Seaguard,
just
nothing.
output, but I mean everything else has got to like something's getting it.
Yeah.
And if not, he marches 14 inches forward and then he gets it.
Right. So does that mean you have to throw these Dracons in front of the giant this round just to hold your Glade Stalkers?
I think he might have to.
Yeah, that hurts.
But then
That does hurt. Like that
Two
sucks.
unit strength
Yeah.
gone because that dragon will open them up. That's where your Slayer is coming into play.
Yeah.
And even if he needs it, he
Yeah.
has the nimble
The fight wagon.
wagon.
Wait, I mean, the goal is to
Second
slow
unit.
both those up by blocking up the fight
Mhm.
wagons too. But like,
Yeah.
he's forced in this situation because he didn't pop the left fast enough.
Yeah,
Now,
and I mean,
now over here, he just charged the Crudger instead of the Chariot.
I like the thought of it, which is like
Like-
hit the Crudger, overrun, hit the chariots,
Or-
or potentially shoot the.
Yeah, shoot the chariots, get them up to where either you take them off, or you can get an overrun with. But Carter's man, he's
thankfully he's not in the drum.
Oh, he's out of the
He's
drum.
out of the drum.
But still, they're
He's
12
he's
defense
just out of the drum.
5. And,
Yeah,
12,
if you
14
if you
nerfs,
snakes
that's-
that, you've given away your Cav. Like
Yeah,
that's awfully risky.
Point.
especially if he
Even that, I
doesn't
mean, it's-
finish off the chariots with shooting, which is going to be difficult because most of his shooting won't have line of sight this turn.
Right.
And I mean, at
Yeah,
some
he's just
point,
got
he
the
needs to
two
start
mages.
putting wounds into the hordes because
Yeah.
they're coming.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's
Like
on
if
that
all he's
turn.
got left to hit them is the Sea Guard, like those lose.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Absolutely, Adam. Throw it in.
Yeah. Versus Adam saying that.
It was discussed. It was never implemented. It was never even.
Monkey's paw rule is that it goes to goblins, though.
Oh god.
Yeah, but I mean, I've played a couple of games with that horde of Luggets, and you can't give it an item, and they're
It's
it's
interesting.
a cool idea. We have a GT in 2 weeks, and I'm taking it to the GT just because I like the models, and it's a cool unit.
Mhm.
I think melee goblins works, but you have to spam the absolute living shit out of rabble. Like,
Yeah. Like
block
like,
the board
like
and bodies.
most good goblin lists, it starts with all of the rebel.
I was about to say every goblin list involves spamming the shit out of rabble.
Yeah, but like you can just field so many regiments for so little, and then you just start flanking everything that doesn't die, and a lot of it will die. But then you get to do the Farquaad speech of like, some of you may die.
That's a chance I'm willing to take.
I'm really happy that he went in on the chariots
True.
with the
Oh, he did. Yeah.
the lancers.
He
No,
did
just
go,
get rid of the
yeah.
Get rid of the unit.
up.
He said the
What-
Glade Stalkers forward into the Axe Troop instead of
Mhm.
trying to shuffle them out of the way of the Giant. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out.
What is rough with the knights going into the chariots is if his reform doesn't allow him to touch the hill, that's basically losing a turn after that because he won't be able to see past the hill to charge. Which may have been his concern and why he was trying to hit the Crudger so he could then overrun, hit it at a certain angle so that when he pivots, it's facing and touching the hill.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That thought process is a little long-winded. All of this could have been avoided.
Right. Yeah, when you're playing with 11 drops at 2,300 points, like every one hurts so
Yeah.
much, and to lose your Dracons in turn 3
Yeah.
like that.
And that's not a small one. Yeah.
No.
It's like his biggest fighting unit. Like the dragon is good, but the dragon is still only 10 attacks to the front. Like even if all of them hit wound, its limitation is just volume. Whereas the Dracons do not have that problem with their 18 attacks. Those were the things he needed to kill the Great Axe hordes with.
And clock is working there. Chris, he's on
Yeah.
bottom of 3, and he's got less than 20 minutes left.
The other scary thing is getting those units up at this point. He's starting to hit the walls. Like,
Yeah, he's just
I don't know how he's going to
gonna run out
cross
of
at this
time.
point.
All right. So instead of intercepting, he's pulling back.
See, but that doesn't work because you got it. I mean,
Right.
1 unit strength from Dracons does not win you the game.
Right. And you're right. Like that just means you've decided to have your horde stand there and let them come right at you for another turn into
Yeah.
your deployment zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those Dracons are 2, right? The Reg?
The
Yeah,
Reg,
it's
I
two.
think
I think they're
no,
2.
no. They are 2.
But even then, it's
Okay.
yeah. It's still a decent amount of unit strength, but
Oh, that's interesting. Or if that's all large cap or just Dracons.
I think most large cav.
Yeah, most large cap is 2.
Shows
I know,
up about large cap.
Fiends from Night Stalkers are 2 for a regiment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting. I just something I straight up did not know about large cap. But still, then, I mean, it's still only 2 unit strength. If all he has are the Knights, the Dragon, and the Dracons, maybe the Glade Stalkers, which I think he's angled it to try to march past the
It
Great
looks like
Axe.
they're going deep.
Which is definitely the right thing to do there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's still only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unit strength. I mean, the 2 hordes alone.
Yeah, if he picks up one of those hordes, though,
Picks up one of the hordes.
That's it, right? That's the game at this point. Is taking a horde off the board because everything else is only providing 1.
Yeah.
So the Sea Guard are going to shoot at the drum on Chariot in the woods. So that'll be shots with
Ironically-
cover.
10 hits? No, never mind.
4 hits.
That's
4 hits.
Glade
Hit.
Stalkers, yeah.
And then 3 wounds.
Just 2, right? And the drum defense 5.
Defense 5, I think.
Oh no, it's only 4 on the
It
wagon.
is only 4.
It's only 4 on the wagon, so that's 3,
Yeah.
and it is -11.
Are the Crudgers mighty? Yes.
Creatures are mighty, yeah.
I wonder if his Crudger, he'd have to snake through all the characters, but if his Crudger gets in front of those Glade Stalkers, then it's going to be tight.
Alright, Glade Stalkers shooting at the Axe Horde in the center, or Great Axe Horde in the center. 4 wounds. Okay, good start. And now I believe he's down to spellcasters, and it looks like they're going after the Crudger on the hill.
Yeah, it's a good
He's
call.
got to get rid of that.
So Nimue opens up with Fireball. 5 hits.
1 wound, add shatter.
1 wound. 1 wound plus shatter. Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Oh, and he would do Cloak of Death as well.
Yeah.
Unless Chris has forgotten about that.
I don't think you did, because the Chariots are at 9 and they were
Yeah.
at 8 at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Crudger had never been hit before.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Alchemist Curse on the Great Axe.
On the Horde?
Yeah, it's only 8.
I mean,
does-
you start putting wounds on it, which is not a terrible thing.
Yeah. As
Yeah,
long
but-
as you get a couple wounds on the Crudger so that the Knights can kill it on another counter.
Oof. Only
And
1 hit
the-
from Lightning Bolt and no
Yeah.
wounds. Oh, no,
that
that's
was the reroll.
elite.
Or the
Yeah,
elite
so
roll.
1 wound.
Yeah.
But just 1 more wound puts up a 3, and it is 12-14.
Mm-hmm.
It is out of the drum, so it is only 12-14, but still, 12-14 on an individual is pretty hossy.
Yeah, it's especially in the defense 5 mighty individual.
Cool. What are we deciding?
He's gonna
Yeah.
try.
Yeah,
He's going to, yep,
He's gonna go Alchemist Curse.
Alchemist Curse on the Crudger instead. Yep,
it's a good call.
Yeah,
it is.
The Crudger needs to die.
5 hits.
It's pretty good.
Oh, he doesn't even have
That's-
to care about the characters. He could just walk through all that.
Right. Because the elf characters aren't mighty,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so you could just walk right through them. Yeah. That puts him up to 7 wounds.
Is that
3? Is that the nerve check on the Crudger? If so, that does not get them.
Yeah,
No.
he's good. That was the nerve check there.
That was the Horde. Okay.
okay?
8 on the
That
Crudger.
does
Roll
it.
again.
That does it.
Yeah,
7. We'll get him.
If that War Drum was a little closer.
Yep. So that does pick up the Crudger on the hill.
Well, actually, no. The shatter pushed it over either way.
Oh, right.
So that
Uh,
why is it taking the wardrobe off?
It also removes inspiring from both
Oh.
of those combats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the wardrobe. He re-rolled the wardrobe. It was
Yeah.
the wardrobe was not inspired, so the wardrobe.
Yeah.
I gotcha. That's
Yeah. Right, so the 8 that he rolled first sticks. All right, now Blade Stalkers on Troop of Axe in the center.
1 wound.
one.
11 hits and 1 wound. Wow. But they are not inspired, are they? No, they're inspired. The 7,
No,
yeah,
they're
they're fine.
wavered.
Yeah, they're fine. Glade Stalkers on the Crudger. Whole bunch of elite rerolls coming up.
No Thunderous.
Yeah, no Thunders because they're disordered.
Yeah.
1 wound?
One wound.
He was what, one off the waiver on the initial troop there.
Yeah,
That would
Yeah.
have been very big.
yeah. It would've.
All right, here's the Dragon on the troop that's already got 4 wounds on it. All hits.
It's gonna make up for that breath all game.
Yeah, really. That's what, 8 wounds?
Yeah.
Yep.
I killed a
And
90 point troop of chaff.
Gave it 2 anyway, even though the drum doesn't inspire.
And he doesn't even need to sidestep. He is out of arc, and
He is out of arc, yep.
just don't pivot like
Yep.
that.
No, what are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Danger! All right, and that'll bring us to the Lancers on
Mhm.
the MVP chariots over here behind the hill.
It's 13.
Yeah.
Oh, 13 hits.
Yeah,
11
just
wounds.
11?
yeah.
That's
It
it.
just did way better than the Dragons. What should have done?
Yeah.
Following up with an 11 for nerve because
Why not?
oh, that reform though, not quite on the hill.
Yeah. not
Yeah,
quite.
there's no way you can get on it.
Yep.
That hurts.
Yeah, he's
That's
trying.
it.
I don't think he can.
No, there's still a very slight gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they're at least in scoring territory now, but they're not doing
Yeah.
anything for at least another turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the best you can do with that pivot, I think. I like that. Still not a lot of options, but
Trying to get as much line of sight around
Yeah.
it as possible. Yep.
exactly.
You can at least sort of see something next turn instead of just staring at a hill.
Yep.
All right, now they'll pop us over to turn 4.
Chris has
And he has 10 minutes left going into turn 4.
No. I don't know that horde can see. Yeah, that's the thing to check. He definitely doesn't have range to the other regiment, but I don't know that he can see the one that the troops in front of.
All right, welcome back, Chris.
Hey, thank you. So I am
Um,
definitely going to time out. Right? It's like we're going into turn 4 and I've got 10 minutes. Fantastic.
Yep, it'll be a speed run from here on out for you.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have to count my dice.
So yeah, losing the Dracons obviously unexpected and hurt you there. How does that change how you're going to approach the bottom half of the game, not having them?
I mean, it's kind of the same general plan, just trying to edge on unit things. I just feel a lot worse about it now. That was stupid. I should have put the dragon in. I don't know why I did not. I moved him up, and I was like, and then he ended up shooting, didn't do a single wound either.
Yeah,
So I definitely should have put him in. Not only were his attacks crucial, but brutal. That was a bad decision.
yep. We did have a question. Which of you guys got to pick sides at the start?
I pick sides.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That
Yep.
makes sense.
Makes sense.
Can you declare a
Yeah,
charge?
I wanted that,
Yes.
but I mostly wanted him to have more terrain.
Well, that is that dragon too.
Yeah. Okay. So your plan remains basically unchanged. You're going to try to push around from the left side that you cleared off, and try to move your unit strength up, basically.
Yeah, try to keep these these knights maybe threaten something and try to get rid of that one big horde that's got 4 wounds on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically the plan.
Okay.
I don't think he's using his individuals too great like here, but maybe they just rolled badly. I don't know. That Gladestalker combat was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
a
rolled
lot
a
of
little
hits.
under. Yeah, he rolled a little
Lot of
under
hits.
average on Shadow Beast, and then didn't convert a whole bunch of wounds to them.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with the 10 minutes that you've got left.
All right. I will
Yeah.
talk to y'all later.
Yeah, looks like he's got some questions. So
Gak should not be
Yeah.
able to see him
Yeah,
because
he
No.
he's
can't do it.
the archers are taller, or the Gladestalkers are taller.
yeah,
At this point, Gak should go into the horde at the bottom and just
Yeah.
start that.
hold them. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
just
then
Absolutely.
yeah,
keep
remove
them from
the
shooting or doing anything.
Yeah.
Good.
While the
Good, like-
giant comes on in.
Yeah, the giant just kills the Gladestalkers,
Mm-hmm.
and then also starts threatening everything else.
Yeah, there's a good
Mhm.
chance that Crudger alone picks up those Gladestalkers too.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, it's unfortunate because that Great Axe Horde has basically moved, I think, all of 10 fucking inches this game.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had to back up to not to get flanked by the dragon.
Oh, interesting. He's checking to see if Gak can get all the way over there to the wizard. I don't know if he's in range.
I don't think that's a good idea, though.
Yeah,
Like,
It's tough. Like, yeah, the AC wizard is going to hurt a bit, but you're on defense 4 now, which
yeah, that's
not as great.
I mean, if anything, I would try to go for the other regiment of Gladestalkers.
Yeah, that's what I thought he
Yeah,
was
that's-
measuring at
that's-
first.
Yeah,
Which if he pivots a little more, I think he will be able to get that line.
yeah. Because like, if he doesn't do it, maybe throw the other Crudger into the Gladestalkers to start doing wounds to them. Gak
Mhm.
finishes off the ones on the hill, and then the giant kills the other regiment on his own.
yeah,
Right.
flanking them.
And then Gak swings in, kills the Gladestalker. Because Gak doesn't count as unit strength, so he can cross the board to start picking up
Okay.
stuff that makes it across.
Exactly.
The Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
Like
the
a
easy
troop
ones
can't really
first.
do-
This is always a good way to do it. Get
Yeah.
your easy moves out. Gives you time to think about the rest of it.
It's to be some jump up and down shouting here.
Some yelling and bawling.
Pick him up and throw him back.
Shove them down your pants.
Down your pants.
Yeah, those are a good one.
All right, so the giant goes into the flank of the Gladestalkers in the middle along with the axe troop. And the fight wagon troop doesn't really have range to anything.
Yeah,
I
he's
couldn't-
just gonna go up and try
Yeah.
to
If anything, since it's nimble, I don't know if he's moved it yet, but he can move it straight forward, pivot it, and just move it toward the bottom of the board as quickly as possible. Try to get out of the
Yeah.
arc of the horde, because
Mhm.
theoretically, if he kills the horde and sidesteps with Gak, he might be able to stop it turning, which could keep them safe while also allowing them to threat for turn 5. It's also amazing that this is only turn 4.
Yeah.
especially because Chris
He's gonna get a couple free tunes of movement at this rate, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, if Chris does clock out, that may also be what's Chris.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, if Chris doesn't move anything else, he's only got 4 scoring unit strength, and if he's clocked out, you just walk one
Yeah.
horde across, you've tied him.
yeah. And
Anything
you-
else is a win.
I mean, he can get the Drakons across pretty safely, even with the horde there. He
Sure.
just pivots them slightly to the left and then just marches 20. The real trick is his Gladestalkers, because you can't just walk them across without also removing the horde,
Right.
or at least throwing the dragon into it, which that's actually really risky, because if he just throws the dragon into it, then I think the Great Axe just killed the dragon.
Probably just
Yeah,
kill
the
the
great
dragon.
axe. The great axe. On average, a great axe is going to do 12 wounds. Go
Yeah.
defense 5 something.
Yeah.
I mean, they're Soul Reavers just with the
Yeah,
appropriate base size.
Right. Right.
Yep.
With the
We brought enough guys for the amount of damage we're supposed to do.
Right.
Gak just needs to go into that bottom horde.
Yeah.
Because like best
Yeah.
case scenario is Justin waivers the Glade Stalkers on the hill for a turn, and then the Dracons no longer have line of sight to the back horde. Right? Because ideally,
Wanting to
if he gets
mention after combat, the Knights can pivot.
yeah.
Yeah, he was just talking about not being able to.
Oh yeah, the Knights not.
His,
Yeah, hit the weird one on the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, we knew it.
We saw. We see everything.
Okay, he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Justin taking his time here. He's up to
Justin's
42
got
minutes
time.
on his clock.
Mhm.
He's got plenty of time. He
Yeah.
can take a few more minutes on this turn, and Chris will clock out.
Yeah.
Okay, so he does go for the horde.
You
Yep.
push up the.
Crudger back into those.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
And then you have to push up.
Okay, I would say
Flight
though
wagons.
that please push the flight wagons forward now though, because if you've eliminated all of his shooting options,
There you go.
yeah,
That's it.
and they're nimble, so they can do fun things.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like that.
I think that's as good as he got.
Yeah.
No, that was good. Why'd you know?
Maybe worried that he put him too far forward and the dragon could get them.
Would have been close, but I think he should have been
Maybe.
fine. And like if the dragon comes back to this side of the board, that's also a bad thing.
Right.
He's just trading unit strength.
Oh, I see. He's trying to get into their flank.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think that's.
I don't think he
superfluous.
can.
Yeah. If Gag's punching that, they're not charging them anyway. So,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right.
like, that's the thing. If Gag commits to the horde, he's committing to the horde. Like,
Yeah,
that is the one problem with Gag doing that. At least until the Crudger can take his place.
Right.
There's still defense 5-13, and most of his shooting is on the wrong side of the table now. You can hide behind the giant. Except from the dragon.
Except from the dragon.
Dragons on hills are terrifying.
Okay. We're marking how far the dragon can charge, yes.
I think you can do that with the new in-game stuff too now. I might be wrong.
You can. You can just hold down control and draw lines.
Interesting.
You just measure shit all over the place. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's too much power.
Yeah.
So that I think that's what he wanted to do. He wants to.
Yeah. So
Right now,
you're in the flank, and
You're in the
you
flank,
are
and-
28 inches from the dragon. Like, what is he going to
Yep.
do? Fly over there and breathe on you? No.
What do flight wagon troops have as stats? They're 12 attacks on 3s.
crush one.
Okay. Not super crazy, but I mean, if he does get him in the flank, they'll hurt.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. We've seen what fight wagons can do. They
All
can
right.
spike.
That will bring us to combat.
I think,
They lost
ironically, I think the elves back up next turn is the correct answer there.
So Gak hit 7
Ooh.
times. And probably win 7 times.
Yep.
And wound 7 times.
Well, no, they have a phalanx, so he's hitting on
Phalanx.
6, or he's hitting on 3s.
3s, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And all right. Crudger back into Glade Stalkers. Gets 4 hits.
Nice.
And 3 wounds. Puts up at 11. And they're 14,
Yeah.
16. So
5.
5 twice.
You want that waiver?
Yeah.
There's a 7 and an 8.
Get
no.
it.
And over to the giant in the flank. the Glade Stalkers.
Ooh, what's the over/under on Drakon Riders plus a dragon taking
he's-
out that horde?
Definitely.
Uninspired,
Mm.
because they have line of sight now.
Uh,
They do have line of sight.
I
Yeah,
still
I-
don't think they kill it.
Isn't the regiment only like 9 attacks? How
It's
much
9
is it?
Yeah,
attacks.
it's 9 attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With
between that and the
brutal, though,
dragon,
four
that's
wounds.
what?
What are the nerve on Great Axe? It's 21, 23 base.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
at 4, so they're 19 effectively.
Yeah,
Um,
19 elite attacks that'll be wounding on 2s.
yeah, it'd be close.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, if he rolls low or lots of
Mm-hmm.
2s, then he could be in trouble.
Cloak of Death for another wound.
Ooh, gets 6 on the D6 for the giant attacks.
Yeah,
Right.
that'll hurt.
That's just
That's
icing on the
28
cake.
attacks.
I don't know what it is because don't the bigger giants have more attacks?
It's,
It's
8,
D6
8
plus
plus
8.
D6.
Yeah, 8. Yeah,
So
so it's
28.
14. It's 28.
17
Oh,
hits. That's going to do it.
Beautiful.
15 wounds on snakes before
Yeah.
the other combat even happens.
And that's the risk with the dragon charging that unit is the giant's going to have line of sight to the whole arc of everything.
Axe 2 hits 6 times.
Watching the wounds get added in real time is pretty satisfying now.
Yes.
All right. Looking for no snakes here. No snakes. 10 and a 9. That'll pick up the Glade Stalker Regiment.
I would honestly turn the troop 2
Yep.
just to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
there we go.
Yep.
that's good play right there.
Right. Come flank them with your Dracons, please.
Yeah, who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares?
85 points. I don't care.
I mean, they got to flank on the giant. So if they're going to flank, if they're not going to double charge with the dragon, they really should go into the giant.
Yeah,
Still,
that
that's
I would
their-
back the giant up. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to put them in the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3. He'd need a 5 or 6 there to clinch it.
Might as well roll the dice, though.
I mean, just pivot the troop more, and then just pivot the giant a little bit, because he's also got to keep the dragon in the front.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he really doesn't care. Like, here's the I don't know why I'm even fussing over this so much. He doesn't care. Like,
Yeah,
if he
the
charges
giant is
the giant, then the dragons die to the horde behind them.
To the hordes. Right.
Yeah.
That they get great axe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, leave juicy charges. Leave flank charges. Make Chris roll more dice.
Yeah, exactly.
Of his
Make
luck.
Chris think about it too hard, and then make mistakes on his 10 minutes to think, and then die.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If he charges the giant, they're not getting across the table, and they die. That's actually a good swap.
Well, I mean, this works too. I mean,
This is
I
okay.
don't think
Yeah.
because
Yeah, that's
the dragon can't get in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if he does take the double charge on the great axe sword, which again isn't a guarantee, the giant is going to go into the sea guard with the flanking troop of the sea guard is going to die.
Or runs over there and flanks the other Glade Stalkers and kills
Or
them.
yeah,
The Glade Stalkers won't be there. I actually wish the giant was facing
Midboard.
toward the middle,
Yeah.
because again,
Yeah.
if the dragons flank the giant, then the great orcs aren't dying
Yeah.
to the dragon,
Right.
and then the dragons die, and that's a unit strength benefit for Justin because it's 2-1
Mhm.
for the dragons to the giant, and that's assuming they kill the giant on their own, which I don't think they will. Giants are tough. They're like dash
18, 20.
They're 18, 20, and
20
Fury.
with Fury,
So like
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Defense spot. They're a 75
Yeah.
yeah,
tanker.
yeah,
yeah,
You don't
he's
let
not going anywhere.
right.
All right. Chris
So
is in his last 10 minutes here in the bottom of turn 4. Let's see what he does.
yeah, but more importantly is those Glade Stalkers. Well, it looks like he's not going to march them, so he's not going to commit both.
I think what he's going to try to do is try to shoot the horde.
Yeah,
It's,
it's worked for him so far.
yeah.
As long as he stays out of the troops' range, and this is like why the giant need to turn center is because the giant could then pounce on that regiment.
Yeah, because I mean, at this
Sure.
point in the game, the Sea Guard probably aren't going to ever have the chance to score, so they're out.
Yeah.
So you really
Yeah.
want to be focusing on what can get across the board, in my opinion, and getting those Glade Stalkers off.
Yeah.
And the Glade Stalkers are out of range of the troop.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what the Lancers do late game here, because
Kill the drum, walk
Yeah.
around and prepare for a charge on the Great Axe, assuming they survive the barrage of shooting. Like they're just unit strength. They're 3 unit strength.
Yeah, honestly,
at this
you do
point.
nothing.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
fine.
Not die. That's what they need to do.
that is the key.
Yeah, which thankfully should be pretty easy given where they're at. It's honestly another juicy unit for Gak to just smack in the face is that type of knight unit. Lower nerve knights.
Mm-hmm.
Or average nerve knights to be more accurate, but
They are 15, 17. Yeah. Average nerve.
are they 15, 17?
It says they're 15, 17.
Yeah.
Oh, because they got the upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the
Lancer
upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regular
No.
Stormwind are 14, 16.
Yeah. 14, 16 is actually average nerve for knights. 15, 17 is the higher end. It's not by much, but 14, 16 is the more common one.
Yeah. Your human knights, your abyssal horsemen are all 14, 16.
Yeah.
Chris has now spent way too much time fiddling around with those knights on the hill.
Yeah, you've got 7 minutes, guy. It doesn't matter. They're irrelevant.
Just shuffle them.
Right.
There's nothing that threatens them. The drum's not going to kill them. There you go. There you go.
I'll put all my guns at that great axe sword.
He is moving a little bit further than he's supposed to there, but that's fine. Unless the dragon's speed 11 or something. I just don't know. His speed 10.
Yeah, 10.7 wouldn't be able to shoot at that point.
Yeah. This is that clock panic setting in.
Yeah. Realistically, it wouldn't matter either way. Even at 10, he's out of any arc there. So
yeah. See, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, because that.
No.
Yeah, I would have just.
If that great axe sword, the top great axe sword, doesn't die,
yeah,
or isn't wavering, there's just some dead dragons and a great axe sword that's closer to that.
Yeah, even the other great axe sword kills him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the thought process is that by removing the troop, he's then saving his 3 unit strength in the Glade Stalkers.
Right.
Yeah, but the Glade Stalkers are out of range.
The giant, they're out of range of the orc.
Yep, never mind.
And
You're
they're out of arc of the giant. Yeah, this is just sacrifice.
They were already saved.
Yeah. Okay.
In this case, it at least peels off the troop. I don't know if Gak, after withdrawing and reforming, could see the Glade Stalkers where they're at.
Because you can't reform onto a hill with an individual, right? Like for your free pivot.
Yeah, or you would put his line of sight into the hill.
Yeah.
And at which point he might be able to get the Glade Stalkers. I don't know. He kills them in 1 turn, but he softens them up to kill them in the next turn.
Currently got 11 wounds on the Horde. 1 elite reroll. 2 hits. 1 wound. All right. Nimue on the drum.
Yeah. Drum can't even see anything.
Yeah.
Right. That'll be fireball. Too short a range to hit the Horde. That's an 11 on something.
There's the drum.
And
an 8.
It's a 21. That's a
21.
It's
21, 23. Yeah, so that is a waiver.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Because
Chris
now
has-
he's got a clear charge next turn with the Glade Stalkers to finish.
Yeah. The Crudger needs to turn around and stand in front of him.
Yep.
That's what needs to happen here.
Yeah.
That's the saving grace. Or
Yep.
double charge it with Gak and try to kill in one turn.
He needs like a 6 right now. That would be
Ooh.
best case scenario.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but we're at bottom of 4. He's gonna clock. He's gonna clock. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
he's
a
got
problem.
He has 4 minutes left. Yep. This is the Horde punching Gak.
Elite melee. So
Elite.
they're 4s, I believe. Yeah. And he's
So
defense
6.
5. 6, not bad. And vicious.
Yeah, they're fine.
5. Yeah.
65, 11. He's all right.
Because Gek has Fury as well, I think.
This is correct.
He does. And he's
Yeah.
14, 16.
Yeah.
So he's
So-
fine.
What do you do
So-
now? Gak and the Horde into the Dracons to get Gak into the middle to clean up late game?
I mean, the Horde kills the Dracons because it's easy.
Mhm.
I don't think you need Gak there. I
guess you could just
really
put
think,
him in.
yeah, I really think he needs to get started on the Gladestalkers if he can get to them.
Mhm.
But again, this is why the Giant need to be facing the center because those Gladestalkers would just be dead. If he was just a half a millimeter pivoted,
Yeah. Yeah.
it helps limit his aggression.
Oh, well, he could swing into the Wizard with the Giant, which would then overrun into the flank.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
That is true.
that is true.
Very sneaky. We'll see if he thinks of it.
Be at least a 2-inch, maybe a 3-inch overrun, but I'd take it. And
Yeah.
it kills the Wizard.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Need-
There is no, you don't, the Horde is literally worthless.
Yeah.
It could still be there at the end of the game and it does nothing. You don't need to kill it unless there's attrition in this
Even
tournament.
was he in range of the AC mage with that guy? Because that would have been a nice shutdown too.
Yeah.
I think he's seen the Wizard.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, for every.
It's still iffy because Giants are so swinging.
Oh, they're swinging,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's not getting the Slayer bonus. But the
Yeah.
benefit is like, what's a mage in Elf 11-13?
Technically
Yeah.
slides a little bit further up there too, which, but it looks like it's
Yeah, 11, 13.
Yeah.
probably still a 2-inch overrun, but that's pretty good.
But if he slides up where he's supposed to be, it should be
Yeah.
just the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now you put this Horde into the flank of the Dracons, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Start
That
with
one's
it.
easy, and then just pivot them because who cares?
Yep.
Just
them
keep
out of the
other Horde
way.
alive. Yeah.
Yep. Leave them just like that to slide you all the way down across the table. Yep. There you go.
And hindered or not,
Doesn't matter.
I-
50 attacks, 4s and
Yeah.
4s and 3s, they're dead.
So the real question is the Giant
Can the Giant?
Can the Giant deliver? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's let. Uh oh. That seems unnecessary.
That's I agree. I don't think Gag is needed there.
No, but I do like Gak getting mid-table to
Yeah,
clean up.
getting over just to.
He didn't have to go into that combat, but just
Yeah, but
was moving
but
in.
now there's nothing blocking the front of the Sea Guard. So if
Yeah.
they fail to kill it, it can run forward and charge into the Great Axe Horde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I'm less concerned about the Sea Guard. I mean, to a degree, I feel the reason Gak needed to go in the Sea Guard. I don't disagree that he needs to get back toward the center of the table. I think at this point, if he's going to commit to the Sea Guard and try to kill them, similar to the Dragon situation earlier, there's no such thing as overkill. Just get rid of
Kill
them.
Phil's dead.
Guarantee they're gone. Then
Right.
then run back toward the center. Use your combat reform to back up 3 inches or D3.
That's only 12 wounds, right?
No.
Yeah, but they're 12, 14.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's already
Dragon
snakes.
Regiments, they're already in snakes.
And uninspired.
No, not inspired. Too far. Yeah, so Gak doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
We haven't hit a single double ones this game, huh?
Not yet.
Uh,
No, I think there was one very early on that didn't matter.
Yeah. Really, the crux here is the giant. Does the giant get it? And see, this is why I don't like that.
Uh-huh.
And this now Mike's point of if they survive, this is a problem.
Mm-hmm. There's 4 for the Giants' attacks.
And there's a
That's
decent
D12.
chance they survive without
That's-
Gak being there.
Yep.
Because the flight wagons are, even though they're 24 attacks, they're still only crush 1.
Mhm.
He's got 14 attacks, 4s and 2s. Brutal.
Oh, that was Gak size hit. So that's another 6 on the D6 for the Giant. On the Wizard.
Nice.
7
Nice.
hits. That's going to be pretty good with brutal. As long as he
Anything
does
but 6, 7,
6, 7.
probably
7.
5 twice, maybe 5 or 6 twice.
Once,
That's once,
twice.
And
that's
that's 7.
definitely
All right.
twice.
Let's see the overrun.
Don't.
Anything but a 1.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Oh no.
yeah.
Does it? I don't. Does he? Oh no.
I do think that
Did he get it?
if he had
Did he
shuffled
get
it
it?
properly,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't jumbled all the way.
yeah, it would have been very close. But I think he could have got it. Ultimately, a 1 was definitely the worst thing to roll there.
Yep. All right. We'll see if he can pick up this horde or if he's put his Great Axe horde in danger of a flank
Yeah,
charge. Ugh.
Yeah, this is the. I don't think this is a good idea.
That's only 2 wounds from the Crudger.
Yep.
Yep.
And now the
I mean,
wagon troop.
Gak did put some work on a Western, so that helps.
15 hits.
It's
And 3s.
9
9.
puts him at 15.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's 6
close.
to waver.
Yeah, they are 21-23.
Yeah, but this is why I would have liked Gak for the guarantee.
Yeah.
Because if he rolls a 5 here, then I'll take that fucking
He's going to lose
flank.
the horde.
Okay, there we go.
A 7.
That was spooky.
A
Yeah,
7
that was
will pick him up.
way closer than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That was very dangerous.
So, yeah. There, and I guess a more important thing was if he was going to do that, combat order of resolution should have been Wizard first, then Seaguard, then Orcs.
Yep.
If you think you're going to reform like that, because yeah, that had me like, I had so much excitement.
Oh, that was a good backup too.
Yep.
That helps.
That does help. Got
Um,
57 minutes on his clock.
He's
Heading
got
towards
plenty of
58.
time.
He's got plenty
Yeah.
of time for the not much of anything he
Turn
needs to
6.
do.
Yeah.
And that puts Chris back on his clock.
With 3 minutes and
40 seconds.
41 seconds.
4, 5, 6 versus currently 7. I mean, he has to pick up the horde to make sure that it can't kill the Glade Stalkers.
Yeah.
And then ideally he tries to shoot Gak off. Or, okay, that's fair. Is it majority on or all the
You have to be
way
completely over.
for how they're playing it? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's in the rules that
That's for the bonus points, I believe.
I think that for invade you have to be completely over to get the.
For just the scenario as a whole, I think it's majority, but I mean, I'd have to check.
Okay.
That's why reading whatever scenario or pack or whatever rules they're playing by. Because if it's majority over, then he might be able to position Gak to where he could still charge the Glade Stalkers and then reform to be majority over with his other Legion or Horde. But it looks like he's going to try to kill Gak here, which is probably the right thing to do.
Yeah. Let me see. That troop.
He's got to roll as fast as humanly possible here. 'Cause if he
Mhm.
times out with the Horde, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Ooh, waver, but not killed. Or no, shattering should kill him.
Yeah, shattering kills him.
Yeah.
Do they remember?
Do they remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do. Okay.
All right. 2 minutes.
2 minutes left. Let's see if we can pick up this horde. There's the Glade Stalkers.
It's a good roll.
That is a good roll. And Elite. So that's what, 11?
4 wounds.
4 wounds. The dragon should be hindered.
Yeah. Still
So
pulls
4,
at 7 so far.
Yeah.
And brutal.
5 more.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Snakes. Nope.
Snakes it.
Nope.
Okay. No.
No, not snakes.
Gave him 2 rolls even though he didn't need to.
So that is 7 unit strength across the line for Chris.
Yeah.
And
It'll be 7 to 6.
yeah. Yeah, it will be 7
If only the giant had made it.
If only the giant had made it. Yep.
And if he had gotten the, I still think he may have been just a little bit off if he had shuffled it correctly. But
Yeah.
against the individual,
I mean, 1 out of 6 chance to not get there is pretty rough.
Mm,
yeah,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I wish you had shooting too, Justin.
The fun part is that almost every list can get Glade Stalkers or a flavor of Glade Stalkers now via allies.
Yeah, I don't hate this, but this is probably the right thing to do. And then
Yep.
I would just turn the giant to face the top of the board for a potential 7.
Yep.
And then you back this horde up and play for 7, I guess.
yeah, you have to.
Yep. Yeah, because if you just stand there, you lose by 1. So you might as well go in.
Yeah,
See what you can do.
yeah. He's trying to see what it looks like after he backs up. Yeah. You're playing for 7.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. I mean, if he does get a 7, I think he might still have it.
You might.
I think the issue is the knights.
Yeah.
If anything, you kill this Gladestalker regiment, back up D3 to keep the dragon in the front. The dragon charges you, you withdraw 1 inch, and then shuffle 3 inches to the side. Is
Right.
how you resolve that. If the dragon charges you, because realistically what Chris should do is shoot instead. Because even backing up here still gives you
60 has 78 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not a lot of time.
The giant could put himself as close to the line as possible to face the knights to force them to back up or commit or pick something. But realistically, yeah. Okay, so he's figuring out a double move there to see if he gets across. Oh, man.
Losing Gak there was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to use him to just be able to kitty corner that charge
Yeah.
would have been beautiful.
I mean, the other thing, there were so many opportunities to use that Crudger to just put themselves in the way of that regiment. That's
Right.
all he needed to do.
Right.
I don't understand why he was so committed to killing that horde. It just did not matter in the course of the game.
Justin's got about 9 minutes to consider his options.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, killing the Glade Stalkers is the best thing to do because that's picking up unit strength.
That's 3. You need the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need those 3 and a turn 7.
That's what you're playing for at this point. There's no way around it.
Yeah. He's trying to see if he could block it up. Yeah. If Gak was still alive,
That's exactly what Gak could have done there.
Yeah. Could have put him in the way and forced them to.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it's rough. Are they hindered too? I wasn't paying attention to their start
Yeah,
point.
they're barely hindered.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
They do have skull pole still. He did say
Yeah.
that he did not use it last
Yeah,
go.
they still
He
have
did
that.
not. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
Hope not.
there's the measure.
To put him as close as possible.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you give the knights the flank because who cares? He doesn't have enough time to roll it.
Right.
And
Or-
if they come down,
Then
that's
they're
great.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, well, at that point I wouldn't do that because you're giving him shooting options. But
Yeah. I would hide the fragile unit.
yeah,
Because he does still have a couple mages running around with nothing to do other than try to pick something off.
Mm-hmm.
like I know I talked about how they're dash 13 defense 5 is not super fragile, but there is Alchemist Cursed in play still.
Right.
And
Right.
That doesn't give a shit.
The best alchemist curse in the game too, sitting on that boy.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Still 6. 12, not even wavered.
Mm.
Yep.
Oh no. So then, that is going to bring us to the bottom of 6. And I guess we'll see if Chris can try to kill this horde by flanking it with a dragon.
Yeah. Honestly, I would skip all other rolls and just do the dragon.
Because even when the Glade Stalkers countercharge, they're still entirely on the other side of the table and scoring. So
I mean, that's not even UB dice. That's just hitting on 4s, man.
Yeah, that's
that's
Forest-
just
Forest
swinging,
better.
swinging
Good.
fours.
It's just super swingy.
Yep.
Is Optimus cursing? Why? Why?
Yeah.
Oh, that clock.
I mean,
Still gotta-
admittedly,
still gotta-
it is relatively fast to roll dice on UB, thank God.
yeah. Well, I
I don't
mean,
know about this, though.
yeah. Oh,
Takes off the.
Yeah, there was no need to put them in line of sight.
There's the dragon hindered. There's its elite. He's at 20 seconds.
Does 9.
There's the Glade Stalkers. Ooh, not very good for the Glade Stalkers. But they pick it back up with elite,
Yeah,
and clock.
right? Nerve twice.
only 3.
And
Right.
he's not going to get him. I don't
7,
think.
even with brutal, would have been nothing.
Yep. And that is the
Is
clock.
there a 7?
That
Not
was,
that it matters now,
Oh,
There is a 7.
but oof.
7 ties, right?
I don't
no,
think so.
because you can't
Sidestep
get the
enough?
knights. Yeah,
Can't get the knights, and
won't use
the knights are worth 3.
them. Yeah. I don't think you can get the orcs back across the center line, even after
Nope.
reforming. I think he can pick up the dragon and the Glade Stalkers, obviously, so if attrition's in play, then he should do that for sure.
Mhm.
But I don't think the giant's in range. Oh, no, he is in range. Okay,
giant's in
that was a
range.
mistake.
The giant is very
There's
much.
still a chance for the giant to be a hero if he sees it.
Yeah, but that horde's got to get back across, and it can't disengage now because it's pinned on 2 sides.
yeah,
It's charged on 2 sides.
He would need the horde to countercharge the dragon, kill it. He needs the crudger to charge the regiment, kill it, and he needs the giant to charge the knights and kill it. And if he kills all 3 of them, it's a draw.
A 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Just saying. And
Just saying. And he's got 7 minutes. Come on.
he's got 7 minutes to think through it.
Right.
You guys can do nothing. There it is.
Oh,
Go, hero giant.
oh man. Uninspired.
Oh no. That's going to be.
Let's go for
They
the-
are 15-17.
Yeah, it's 15,
Not
17.
for long.
It's a giant.
It's a tall order, but we'll see
I
what
mean, they're
happens.
starting at brutal, so
Yeah,
they're
he's
effectively
not
14-16
even.
again.
Man,
Ah,
really,
no! You got to countercharge the
Send the crudger.
dragon and send the crudger.
You let the crudger
Boo.
standing.
Yeah, That's a mistake. That's okay.
Not going for scorched earth.
8
Okay, so that's
hits.
Just going for the moral
8
victory of
wounds.
Giant just beating the crap out of these knights.
7.
That's 8 wounds. All right.
It's
Seven
dead.
wants hits him. Oh my god!
Holy hell!
If he had
Oh,
just
man.
tried to charge the dragon.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sad. It would have been glorious. A 0-0 draw.
It would have been glorious. And I wonder if right now he's like, wait a minute, I didn't charge anything with my crutcher.
Yeah.
I think the Crutcher's also yeah.
He may just have not fully thought it out, but that's fine. I think he probably just got excited to see the Giant charging the
The
knights.
Crutcher is also blocking his sidestep now.
His sidestep,
if he hits
yeah.
a 3,
Yeah.
which he does.
Gets the 3.
Yeah. He's not. There's no way he's majority over. I don't think.
That's no.
No.
He's,
Majority over. He might be over, but
But he just stepped on his crutcher.
yeah.
That does look the majority, and the scenario itself in the rule book is majority.
Okay.
Oh, that's close.
All right,
Yeah.
pull up the grid.
Yeah, you can pull up the grid.
Oh, there's a grid now. Oh,
Yeah, there's a-
Oh wow. Okay. Oh man.
Dude, if you just
I wish the grid had numbers on the edges, but that's fine. Or at the bare minimum, I wish the grid had like a 24-inch marker. If there's one thing to add to comment to him to like add in the future update, it looks like it to me. I'd say he is. Though, man, that is. Zoom in.
Yeah. We gotta count them.
Shit.
2, 3,
Uh,
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like
I think he's not.
no, because the
not
top
at the second
top
evaluation.
corner
Yeah.
top corner is one grid higher.
Actually, the easy way to solve this actually have them pivot the unit to where it's exactly sideways. I know
Yeah.
that sounds weird, but mathematically it's the same thing. It gives the
Right.
same.
Right. So 4.8,
Yeah. It's
5.1.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just do the math over here.
Yeah.
That's more than 5.1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is less than 4.8. So yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is not majority
Yeah.
over.
Oh,
The most. It was close.
I don't think he saw it, but yeah, if you'd have just gone for the 0-0 draw, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
that was a wild game.
Yeah,
It was a very wild game.
I mean, considering Chris having less than 10 minutes left on the bottom of 4.
On the bottom of 4. Yeah. So that is going
Yeah.
to be a 1-0 victory.
Way
for Chris.
closer than it had any right to be.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh
if
my
just-
God.
I would have been very curious to see if
if he
Yeah,
killed the dragon and Crutcher
if he
kills
had
the
appropriately shifted the giant when he
or that. There were a number of
yeah, if he had appropriately done
Mhm.
that and seen if he could have gotten if it would have the 1 inch overrun would have made it.
It's so funny.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, I'm waiting for him to come in before I like say anything. No,
Okay.
I can't. That was some ridiculous. That was ridiculous. I wish I had video right now.
So that giant was OP though, like turns 4 and 5. The 5 on turn 7 being the lowest I rolled for the attacks. Like one way or the other, that thing was amazing.
He came into the game well rested. He had 3
Yeah.
turns of just to like
Yeah,
pump up.
He had his headphones in. He had his
Tron on
his
his.
speed metal on his iPad on his phone going.
Yeah, the thing that we were looking at is in turn 7 there, you could have gone for total scorched earth and thrown the Crudger into the flank of the Glade Stalkers and countercharged the dragon with the Horde and killed all of them and turned it into a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I forgot the Crudger was even there, to be completely honest.
Yeah, we noticed. We noticed when you sidestepped onto it.
Yeah.
We were like, oh no. So that was a hell of a game, guys.
That was really
Thanks for
Wild,
interesting.
wild
The
game.
hell of an end. Yeah, that was just wow. That was ridiculous.
Justin, did you see when you charged the giant into the wizard? Did you? I guess we did forget, but he would have shifted up a little bit because of the individual. So the giant would have shifted up and possibly could have a 1-inch overrun could have gotten him there.
I still I don't know. It's close enough that I think the 2 should have gotten there, and now I'm going to cry myself to sleep for 3 days because of that, not getting the 2-inch overruns there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that really was the game, right? I killed that unit. I don't have to go on his side of the board on turn 6.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
there
will
was
say,
I think, you go ahead.
Super terrified when you pivoted the great axe directly in front of the tall. What are they? Not tall spears.
Seaguard.
Seaguard.
Oh,
Seaguard. Thank you. Seaguard.
I realized that when I started combat with the Seaguard, I'm like, oh, I should have done this combat first. Set it to Chris, like, oh
Yeah.
no, what did I
Just
do?
like, oh no.
Yeah.
Or just kept Gakamak in the front so they could
In the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so scared.
Yeah, I moved Gakamak up to the Dracons because I wanted him to force Chris to roll that double 1 when he had to re-roll on the other Great Axe Horde. So that was my idea of moving Gakamak up higher was to get him in inspiring range of the top Great Axe Horde for the chance of that double 1s, because that would have been a really, really annoying double 1s for him.
Yep, that's true. And I think the previous turn we thought you could have moved your Crudger and just parked him an inch in front of the Glade Stalkers so they wouldn't have made it across the table.
Mighty, he has to charge him and.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably could have. Yeah, that would have. But again,
That
I eat crayons for breakfast, so I don't know. I'm okay with this.
I think that was just a practice thing, but yeah, the backseat gamers can always spot the things that you never get to see.
Yeah,
sure, right,
Definitely.
Yeah, and Chris, you'll know for the first half of the game, I think all we said was, why didn't he put the dragon into the chariots? Why didn't he put the dragon in the chariots?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, you should have put the dragon in the chariots.
Hey,
yeah,
thanks. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Yeah, I felt like we had a couple of things like that, like small little mistakes or decisions that kind of shifted the entire game, and that was one. That giant not getting the overrun was one.
Yeah.
Turn 6 and 7.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking at the top tables, it's just these very small things that change the course of the game. Because it was very well played on both sides.
Yeah,
It was
very
definitely
fun to watch.
Yeah, very fun to watch. I think Justin, you said at the beginning of the game that you feel like you could have deployed better.
Oh yeah, significantly. Yeah, that was a botched deployment. Well, especially if I had gone second, because I forgot that the Glaze Stalkers scouted for some dumb. It's not like I don't play against elves all the time because they're the new hotness. But that war drum was not in a safe spot. The foot war drum, especially after they got onto the hill, it was like, oh my god, I need this turn 1. I don't know if Chris saw that or not, but that was. I think there was I need that turn 1, and then he rolled a 1, so I was pretty happy.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions for these guys, or did we hit the major couple of swing points already?
That was it.
Yeah.
Once again, well played, guys. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Very
definitely got exciting. Definitely got exciting at the end.
So, all right. Well,
any other thoughts from the players?
No, thanks for having us. I guess
Sure.
Yeah, it was fun to do this. I'm going to go back and I don't know if I can go back and look at these. I'm going to just get to the dragon charge and rage quit.
All right.
Apologize in advance.
All right. Well, congrats, Chris, on a win on table 3 in round 5 of Call to Arms. We will see where you end up for next round. We haven't decided how many games we're going to try to stream, but if you end up in the top table, then certainly we'll get yours. If you're on table 2, we might get you again as well next week. Justin, good luck in the final round of the tournament. You're still way up near the top, so I'm sure you have another tough game to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. So
great. All right. So thanks, Justin and Chris, for letting us hang out and watch your game. That was a great game. Totally appreciate you letting us stream it for you. And thanks to Matt and Steve and Jesse for hanging out with me and covering the match. Appreciate it, guys. Always great to have you. And thanks to everybody at home for tuning in and watching it. We hope you've enjoyed this stream. Until next time, I'm your host, Mike Adkins, and you stay safe out there. And we will see you next time on Dash 28 Live. Bye, everybody.